No one said you could touch.
Bayonetta.
No one said you could touch. Bayonetta.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. So, if any audio volumes need to be changed or anything, let me know. Ronnie, thank you very much for the auto host, definitely appreciate it. What I'm going to do is just kind of second climax Bayonetta 2 run through, not really timing it or anything like that. I just want to make sure I'm staying sharp on it. Get a playthrough, explain some things as I go through and do it. Alright, rumbles off. And control hints, turn those off as well. So if you don't, it's going to keep butting in the game to tell you how to play it, and if you've played it through a couple times like I have, it's going to get old real quick. I was also having some audio problems earlier too, so with like muffled sounds, so I went through and replaced a HDMI cable, two of them, with brand new ones I bought today, so hopefully the game audio does not sound muffled, because previously it did. Last time I streamed, I went through and played as Jeanne. I did not have a good time playing as her. It was just a frustrating experience. She has higher damage output, but she has different combos, and her witch time dodging is super, like, you have to get it frame perfect every time or it just doesn't work. And in this game, you really need to be able to pull off witch time to save yourself constantly. So I'm going to be sticking with Bayonetta, and this is a brand new save file. Turn down my microphone just a little bit. Thinking it might be a little high based upon the bars I'm looking at. So what you do when you're going through and doing a speedrun for this game is when you clear off your file, because you have to do a brand new file. There's no New Game Plus category currently at this time for this game, but I'm sure if someone starts to run it, they may let you do it. I don't think that's going to happen though, because it's just be too easy. The timer starts when you pick your difficulty level. Like as soon as I hit the button, here is when a timer would start. It stops at the end of the game during the credits, because it's a platinum game. You play through all the credits through different little battles that pop up. And you're on a plane flying around, and as soon as you defeat the last bad guy, the screen freeze frames for a second. That's when you hit your timer, and that's when the time stops. Pardon me. So my current time that I have up on speedrun.com is 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 12 seconds. And that was a decent run. There were some mistakes to it. I forgot to do a fight skip or two. I figured out another skip along the way that may save some time. I'm going to pull off at the very end of the game just about. I think it's like it's just about the last level that last one comes into. I also went through on the witch hunt level, which is my favorite, and did a full run collecting money just to make sure I had enough to purchase everything I needed, so that added time as well. So if I were to actually shave it down and do a full run, speed run with these different things in place, I could probably knock off another 5 minutes probably off the time. There is a version difference for this game. I'm playing off the disc version, the Bayonetta 2 disc version that came out at launch, that has Bayonetta 1 as well. The digital download you can buy now through the eShop for $30 for each version of the game. Bayonetta 1 is $30. Last time I checked, Bayonetta 2 is $30. Those load faster, so much faster, that I watched a speed run by a guy of his name of General Beatrix. And he plays off the digital download version, the Japanese version, which is exactly the same as the North American. It's like full English, everything. It's those ridiculous things where it's like, why did they wait a month to release it here? But anyway, watching that, like, he's able to pull up the menus and everything and navigate so fast because it's on running on the hard drive. The Wii U disk speed is terrible. There's no option to install the game to your limited hard drive space, which is a detriment. So I may actually end up someday buying the digital version to go through and just increase my speed time. So you can probably save 10 minutes by playing the digital version on top of that. So, like, I theorize that it's possible that if I were to get the digital version of this game and implement my full speedrun stats, I could probably get a time around 2 hours and 25 minutes. Easily. So, or possibly around 2:30 to 2 hours and 30 minutes to 2 hours and 25 minutes is what I'm thinking.
And the one that ruled the chaos.
Right now, this is a little prologue level. There's no health bar. It doesn't matter what happens. You can get hit all you want. The first Bayonetta did this as well, which you'll actually come back to later on in the game. You're on part of this big giant tower that's falling down this endlessly looping cliff. Gives you a preview of what's to come. It's basically the first game. It served as a little mini tutorial for you to get used to the controls, and this kind of shows you the different things to happen. Like this mech suit I'm in right now doesn't happen until the 13th out of 15th level in this game, but it's insanely powerful. You can just do jump kicks like this. You can jump cancel,
and make it match our rules of the world.
And it's just like one hit, or you can do punch, punch, hold.
And those visions became ours.
You'll be seeing that a lot, especially in the mech levels, because when you get... Basically, there's a level called the Witch Hunts, and when you do that combo right there and hold it, shooting off those bullets counts as hits, and it goes towards your combo score. The higher your combo score, the better, the more money you get. So, it's like a super money generating level. You can pull in 250,000 to 300,000 on a new file in money and halos just on that one level. If you have the right setup for the right tools or accessories, you can actually pull in a couple million playing that level and grinding it out. Which goes towards useful things like buying other accessories, health upgrades that you wouldn't have accessible to you in the game.
They could now choose.
Not really paying attention a whole lot. I'm trying to talk, and not really good at talking and playing games at the same time, which is one of the reasons why I'm streaming and trying to talk too. But unfortunately, that level comes near the end of the game.
Man is but a reed.
the plan is to
most
go
evil
through
thing in nature.
and
But now we were thinking.
there is a Star Fox costume
And we took
that
our
I will be
first
getting. I
big
want to try to get it as
step
soon as
towards
possible.
grand
As long as I get it
prosperity.
before I get to
The inheritors
the entrance,
of
the
the
first
Eyes of
entrance to
Aesir
Hell level.
have been granted the power.
I forget what it's called. I think it's like a Remembrance of Time. It may possibly be. The reason why you want to get the Star Fox outfit is it does double your shot damage. When you'll be seeing me pressing and holding attack buttons, and I'll just be standing there shooting because it's jacking up my score as well. It's also doing additional damage. It does a lot of good damage per second. But the Star Fox, it starts adding additional shots. Instead of being 1, it'll be 2 at the end. When you do hold it, you do punch, kick, and hold that down. Instead of being 2 streams of bullets, it's 4. Pardon me. So you can do a lot more damage output faster. And it also allows you to mash a lot faster on the final level, because instead of riding on top of an airplane to get to the final fight, you're actually inside of an R-Wing. It's like Star Fox 64. It's a little twitchy, but you can go through and jam on your button and mash your way to success really fast. So there are some benefits to it. And the loading starts. Alright, so this part here, you start off the game. I don't know why, but you do not have your Wicked Weaves. You have your dodge still, but which time is not activated if you dodge it in time until you kill your first 3 guys. So you want to get them off the screen as quickly as possible. During the cutscene, I get my actual guns, and now I can do everything. Hey, L-Rock, what's up? So here's where I can start holding down the punches and kicks to start jacking up the score and doing more shots. So I decided to go through and just do a kind of casual practice run, I guess, for this game, not really timing anything. Just trying to get more experience, also just talking and doing commentary while I play, because I'm not used to doing that, so it'll be interesting. So I take it you're working right now? Yeah. At least you have a job, that's awesome. I wish I could be working. As tired as I am, I really wish I had a job right now. That's okay. Working is always awesome. Thanks for saying hi regardless. So I've kind of noticed, I don't know if you've seen it as well or noticed it, but since AGDQ, it seems like there's a lot more people streaming or more often. I guess it's kind of like, you know, January, everyone going to the gym more often. Like, oh, it's the start of the year, I better do something. If you don't dodge there, you will actually take damage. Come on, bring up people, keep a combo going. So as long as I end this level with at least 60,000 halos, I'm in good shape. That gives me the ability to buy a couple different things from the shop when it opens up. Provided that the game does not decide to arbitrarily drop my combo. Oops, took some damage there. No biggie. Now, Bayonetta 2 does have some slightly interactive cutscenes, like this boss is coming out right now. If you don't hit dodge right here, you'll still dodge it, but it's not going to put you in the witch time immediately afterwards like I am right now. Now, it doesn't come up too often, but the first game had sequences where you had to press a button just right at the exact timing, or else it would be like an instant game over. Thankfully, they got rid of that because it was just a pain in the butt. Because, I mean, you see, like, experienced speedrunners mess it up. It was that tight of a timing. At this point, you can run down his arm and do what's called a punish maneuver. It takes up extra time. If you're doing a speedrun, you do not want to do that. But thankfully though, with Bayonetta 2 here, they got rid of that instant kill part, so it's no longer a problem. Oops. For bosses like this, you want to do a punch, kick, kick strategy, because it launches them up into the air, which knocks them down. Takes a while to get back up, so it allows you to do more damage and continue hurting them. You also see a punish. Oops, gotta keep dodging. You also see like a punish eventually come up as well from it doing enough damage. Right there, you definitely do not want to do that too, since it triggers a little mini cutscene, and it takes a while to get past. You can still do more damage just by continuing to do your current pattern. Saving the Umbran climax for the next part, where I have to fight my own Hero Demon. And only in Bayonetta can you say that and have that make sense. Alright. There are quick time events, like right now. You have to push the button. It gives you, it doesn't really do anything. You're still going to defeat the boss, but it's just giving you extra money if you complete it in time. There's a couple segments where you have to jam through it and button mash. I really don't like button mashing because I have bad fibromyalgia, which means my muscles hurt a lot, my bones hurt. It's chronic pain, basically, and I also get tired pretty quickly. So doing that doesn't really help me. And then on top of it, when I was in my teens, my younger youth days, I actually broke my right arm skateboarding. It was like a very close break, jammed it up pretty bad. So whenever I start jamming on buttons and mashing pretty quickly, my elbow kind of locks up. So as soon as I get done jamming the buttons there, I actually have to go through and pop my shoulder, or pop my elbow back. It just kind of locks up, so I have to like rotate my arm. You'll hear a crack, or I'll hear a crack. Hopefully it doesn't pick up on the microphone. It's kind of gross. So I apologize if you hear something like that. It's just me. I'm a train wreck, but I own up to it. Now, mentioned earlier that you normally don't want to do punishes, but here you want to on this guy. If you can do enough damage to him quickly enough. Uh-oh, come on, don't drop my combo. But it didn't drop it. It almost did. But, if you get a punish on this guy, you really want to do it because it will do additional damage on top of what you're doing. So it's like the one time you want to use your punish function if it pops up. You're seeing me dodge a lot when I get done with my little combo string, and it's like a dodge offset, which happened from the first game. So you can keep your combo going. It does kind of like a reset, like holding down the button and then doing my dodge still continues to have the shots come out. So I can go through and continue to do damage, keep them in a stun lock, keep the pattern going. I primarily run second climax, which is the normal difficulty, I guess. I started playing the third climax just to see what the difference was, and for me, from what it seems, is that while in second climax you can kind of stun lock people in animations more, it's easier to do that and keep it going. And in third climax, they tend to just break through. You'll be seeing them taking damage, but they're not stopping with their animation to try to hit you, so you have to be a little more conscious about it, and being able to dodge in the middle of a combo pays off. Seems also not a lot of people know about this, but if you press the ZR, which is the right trigger, I kind of use Xbox terms for it. I'm playing on a Wii U Pro controller. I don't like the tablet screen. But if you do the ZR, which is the right trigger, and the select button at the same time, you can skip cutscenes. Because if you don't, normally you have to hit the start button, move down to skip cutscene. It'll say, are you sure you want to skip? You have to hit yes again. Again, if you're doing speedrunning, that's going to take up a lot of time. So, for example, I was talking about earlier, like if you punch, kick, punch, and trigger like that, you still have your bullets come out. In fact, you can even do something like that up to 4 times, and then continue back with a kick and a punch, keep your combos going. And if, as long as those bullets are hitting people, your combo score is still continuing it on. If you don't hit people within a certain amount of time, it will basically drop the combo, it'll cash you out, so to speak. Alright, 75,000. Excellent. Alright. Give me that. Never had that happen before. Unfortunately, when we do a new game as well, it tells you everything for the first time. Like, oh, this is a green lollipop. It restores your energy. This is a bloody rose lollipop. I just call them red lollies or red suckers. I will play a game and never really know the terminology for a game. I'm kind of weird like that. But while you can turn off the option for control hints, you can't turn off the option to tell you about things you already know, which is a bummer. So when you first start up a new game, you're just going to have to sit there and endure it all. Books you want to skip. It tries to stop you there to make you get it. I don't want to. There is one book you do not want to skip. It's on how to make your lollipops yourself, because these little things will be picking up along the way and I'll be stopping the game to tell me about them. You need to have that book. If you don't have it, then you're going to be SOL. This is the fight skip. If you were to go down to the bottom right over here, you're going to trigger a cutscene showing you some bad guys coming up. They're going to tell you the names about them, and I don't care. So if you do that, it skips the fight. Past that, there's not really too many other fight skips I can think of that are coming up immediately. Not for a while, at least. We go up to the top as quickly as we can, which triggers a cutscene with Rodon, who runs the entrance to Hell shop, which is where you get all your items. And I will be going to probably just about at the end of every single level, sometimes during a level as well. Pardon me. And every time you go into the entrance to Hell, or Gates of Hell I should say, it also triggers another cutscene that you have to skip. So the two items that I buy during a run are Crow Within. Allows you to, if you do your Panther run in the air, which is pulling your right trigger twice, it transforms you into a crow so you can fly around a bit. Good for a couple skips. The other one I get is Bat Within. This is like a last second dodge mechanic. If I mess up my dodging technique and I'm just about to get hit, usually around like the first or second frame of getting hit, I'll explode in the bats and it will give me witch time. So it's like a last second save maneuver. There's also a cutscene when you leave at the Gates of Hell too, so this game loves its cutscenes. As I said earlier, it's probably about 10... I'm thinking it's about 10-15 minutes you can save on playing the digital version of this game. Cutscenes and menuing is a real murder. It is what jacks up your time for a speedrun, so I may think about getting the digital version. I'll have to see. The other day I was thinking about what game I also want to pick up and start running, and I was thinking, well, I love Platinum games, I love that crazy type of action, and then I remembered that, oh yeah, Nier's coming out pretty soon, so that's going to be in March. So I would definitely want to get that game if I'm able to somehow save up some money, get some money, save up for it, play that, see how it is, see if it's viable for speedrunning, because the demo is very conducive to speedrunning. It's pretty much built for it. If you play the demo as intended, pardon me, like watching the cutscenes and doing all the fights, it's like a 40 to 45 minute demo. If you run through and speed it as fast as possible, you can beat the demo in about 14-15 minutes. Come on, get over here. Here we go. Just like right there, you saw me like exploding the bats. That was the Bat Within technique. So apparently I didn't hit my dodge just in time, so the game saved me. These guys just want to get off the screen as quickly as possible because they're more of a nuisance. This guy's easier to dodge. Just try to avoid his back heat if possible. Goodness, usually he doesn't attack nearly as much. I'm kind of surprised at how much he was thrown at me. And this will give you your first weapon of the game. There are different record pieces you can pick up and collect along the way. These are the swords. Really good. I love these swords, but unfortunately they have low damage output. So if you're playing through casually, they're a lot of fun. They're really fast, good for combos. But if you're trying to speedrun it, like I normally do, it's just you don't want to use them too often. The benefit of where I will be using them, however, is that they have a ridiculously large hitbox. There's a 360 spinning move you can pull off, and you can hit people like 10, 15 feet outside of your circle. It's insane. And I'll be using that a couple times where there's just like a bunch of enemies grouped together, and it's just faster to do that 360 spin attack just to wipe them all out. Let's get this book. Jump down and fight the first little mini-boss. There's a couple mini-bosses about every level. Now, a good strategy to do is if you're use your red lollipops, because unlike the first game, which really penalized you, hey Saul, what's up? First game really penalized you for using your items. In this game, they're like, use them away, go nuts for it, and we're not going to lower your score. So red lollies here will actually increase your damage output so you can beat bad guys faster. But the best time to do it is right as soon as you hit your witch time trigger where I exploded in the bats there and it's slowed down. Jump in here, use your item, you can pop out then, you have full reign. If you do it while in the middle of a fight, it tends to slow you down and the computer will try to gyp you as much as possible. So you can see now I'm doing more damage, more red damage. The downside for that though is while you're defeating people faster, you're usually not getting as high a score as you could. Damage sequence, and there we go. Murdered in the worst possible way. So hopefully my audio levels are okay, so if anything needs to be adjusted, please let me know. It's always the trickiest part of doing streaming is you never quite know how your audio levels are unless somebody reports back to you. I was just saying you don't really want to use your swords. This is an instance where you want to use them. Yeah, first one's pretty good. I definitely enjoyed the first one. There we go. And spin to freedom, spin to win. You can see it's got a huge hitbox. It's hitting people outside my range. And that's the reason why you use this. Basically, okay, sounds good over here. Good, good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's one of the things is I try to make sure I get the sound level right. I really hate it when, you know, you have streamers who are just way too loud in the game volume, you can't hear what they're saying, or vice versa. You can only hear what they're saying and nothing for the game volume. But Bayonetta 2 is more action-focused. 1 tends to be a little bit slower. They did lower the difficulty level. I would say kind of third climax is kind of like where the first game was in difficulty terms for playing for second. It's more action-oriented on this version here. And what I really like about it, as I just mentioned not too long ago, you can use items in this game. It's not going to penalize you for it.
That makes two of us. and
So
will
it
take
actually
you
encourages you to do so.
You seem to have skipped school. But
That
they
last
did
part was
take
unskippable, this is
negotiations.
skippable. Now this book you want to get. Do not skip getting this book. You can jump over a lot of different things and avoid them. If you do not pick this up, you cannot make recipes to make lollipops later in the game. Which can come quite in handy if you're in bind, if you don't have too much money or at a middle level and use too many items. It can come back and help you quite a lot. So you have to pick that one up. I've made that mistake of not doing that before, and I pretty much had to restart the game. Come on, jump over. There we go. These guys are a nuisance. Because just like on third climax, they can go through and keep attacking you. Even if you have them on the hit string. Yeah, the first game was pretty much slower. I mean, I loved the first game a lot, which is why I famously have a Wii U. It's just to play this game specifically. But, yeah, it was like, this game is a lot faster. It's a lot, you know, the first one seemed to be more like slower paced. You didn't get your Panther run until Chapter 5 or Chapter 6 in the game. So, this game kind of takes an approach where it's like, okay, you've played the first game, you have your items already, we're just gonna let you keep them all with the exception of a couple different techniques. So you don't have like the, what I call the Metroidvania approach, where it's like, okay, here's the game, here's all these cool things you can do, now we're gonna take them away from you and you have to earn them back. So thankfully it does not do that. Thank you very much for the host, Rant. Definitely appreciate it. Awesome. Punch. If you do punch, kick, kick on these guys, it's really great because it knocks them in the air, puts them down on the ground, gives you more time to do more combos and damage to them, so it's definitely good to do. So if you have a Wii U, pick this game up. I am usually against digital download, but for this game I recommend it because it's so much faster. The disc version, probably, if you go digital versus the disc version, you'll probably save yourself overall 10-15 minutes playing the game, just from all the loading you have to go through. Digital version loads up so much faster. What's that dodge? No? Yeah, the Wii was a disappointment. But don't let the Nintendo fanboys hear you say that. Because Nintendo can never do anything wrong. And the Switch is the best thing ever. And they're gonna get it right this time, guys. I said, this is literally the only reason why I own a Wii U, is just to play this game. They said, hey, Bayonetta 2 is Wii U exclusive, or is Wii U exclusive. I was like, oh, come on, why the heck did they do this? But then reading up about how no one was going to make this game, it's like, okay, well, you know, Nintendo actually saved this game. If it wasn't for Nintendo, this game would not exist, which is crazy. The first one actually did decently well. So this game came out, and I went and spent like, gosh, $430 total. I got the Super Mario 3D World Nintendo Land bundle. It came with the system. Bought this game, which is like $60. Then I bought a Wii U Pro controller because I really don't like the tablet controller at all. So after taxes, it was like $430 just to play one game. That's dedication and idiocy all in one. Well, yeah, and Nintendo's made missteps in the online era of gaming, and they're going to right now. I mean, they're moving to an online subscription, and people are like, oh, I've never paid for online before in the past. This is dumb. And I'm like, okay, it shows that, one, they're doing a dedication for it, because if you're paying for online service, you should, in theory, have the support for it. You should have the servers, the setup for it, everything to support it online, so you have a better online experience. Hopefully this means they're getting rid of that crazy friend code setup they had for the longest time. Like, oh, you want to play with a friend? Enter in a 16-digit number or however long it is. So hopefully that'll be going away for usernames. So that's kind of cool to see, but then you hear stories about like the Wii development and Wii U, and developers are like, hey, we want to do this online setup like how PlayStation does it, or Microsoft does it. How is your setup? And Nintendo's official response was, we have no idea what that is. Don't ask us questions about it because we don't know how those things are run. And that's frightening. So hopefully they'll get it right this time, but you know, with everyone like with the Switch, I'm trying to think was another point I saw, and people are online just like fanboying all over it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, oh, we have third-party support this time, unlike the Wii. If you think back to the original Wii, they had third-party developers. They had EA on board, they had everybody else on board, and when those developers saw that, holy cow, this machine is horribly underpowered, and the games are not going to be coming out, we're not going to be able to release it for like a year and a half, they jump ship. And then we have the Switch coming out, which has like, what, 4 games total? One of them's a big name title, Mario and everything else. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to have Mario and everything. Doesn't come out till Christmas this year. That's a problem. So, myself, I am a firm believer that software moves hardware. I mean, it's like the reason why I waited to get this game to play a Wii U instead of before. I know people who bought a Wii U because they wanted to play Zelda. I'm like, well, that's kind of dumb, because here we are at the end of the life system, and now you can finally play your game you wanted to get. Which is being ported to the new system, which you could have just saved money and bought that instead, since they're the same price. I mean, I used to love Nintendo. I mean, I really did. My first system was a Super Nintendo, and it's still one of my favorite systems. Oh, okay. Thank you for saving me there. I'm really kind of paying attention, trying to focus on talking again. But, I mean, my first system was a Super Nintendo, because my parents were against gaming for the longest time. My siblings and I playing it. They didn't have any problems with me going to an arcade to play. No problem there. We would actually, because I grew up a military brat, my parents were Air Force, my dad did it, we would actually, there was like a convenience store they call a shopette, and you could rent Super Nintendos or Sega Genesis, and we would do that. Like, you'd rent them out for like 3 days for like $15, and you'd get like 2 games as well. So my brother and my sister and I would go through and we'd rent like a Sega Genesis. We'd have it for 3 days. First games I ever played on the Sega Genesis was Sonic 1 and Quackshot. And those are my favorite games of all time. I don't know if it's just because the first time I played them or they're really good. I like Quackshot regardless, which is how I found B's channel. But, you know, we used to do things like that. And the Super Nintendo was the first system we got. I imported the Nintendo 64. I had it like 3 months before everyone else did. You know, it's like, and then for me, everything started dropping with the Nintendo 64. While it was advanced at the time, that's when you start to see their practices start to change of the, well, we can do whatever we want, our systems print money type philosophy. You know, people will buy us regardless of what we do, and that carried on to the GameCube. And then that changed on to the Wii, and people bought the Wii because it was a neat gimmick. It literally was so close to the GameCube architecture that the people who did the Dolphin emulator were able to have that Wii running on their system, on their emulator, with hardly any changes at all. But yeah, Nintendo just has this attitude of, we don't have to change, people like us, we don't, you know, we have our head in the sand type deal. At least that's my perspective on it. Systems don't want to buy their home systems anymore, like the Apple of console gaming. Very well put. That's a good analogy. I like that. Original PlayStation proved long ago that software is moving the hardware big time. That it did. And that's another reason why I think the Saturn was such a failure here in the States, but such a huge success in Japan. Is Bernie Stoller, famously here in the States, did not like the Saturn whatsoever. He wanted to push the Dreamcast, and he refused to pretty much bring a lot of games over to the States. And these are great games. I've said it before that 85% of my Saturn collection is import games, and the majority of those games are still in English still, full English, even though they never came out of Japan. And they are right on par with PlayStation games. So, and the PlayStation did that. They had all the games. I remember playing Tekken in the arcade and going, holy cow, I can play Tekken at home now, because they have it on their home system. Yeah, they did that as well. They did the surprise launch, which did not go over well with retailers, because they were not told about it. It's like, hey, it's E3, and here's our system, it's $400, it's in stores now, go buy it, everybody! And then Sony, an hour later, pardon me, goes on the stage and says $299 September. This was 3 or 4 months later, but it was $100 cheaper. Retailers were aware of it, they knew it was going to be coming out, and yeah, so there was problems. I recommend the book Console Wars. It is one of my favorite books. It is a good read. I recommend the audiobook version if you can find it. It's even more entertaining. Take it with a grain of salt. It even says it right on the front page, okay, this is a lot of reconstructed conversations based upon the people I interviewed. So, don't take a literal word, but it goes through and details Sega's struggle trying to enter the market against Nintendo, who at the time had 95% market share in the early 90s. And it's about them trying to get the Genesis in stores and fighting with Walmart, trying to get that in there, and all sorts of stuff. Really fascinating, great read. It ends around 96, and right around the debacle where they go out and do the whole $400, it's out now, surprise launch, and Sony just mic drops them. So it's right around the time where Kalinske, who was the focus of the book, who saved Sega and brought him to America, was forced out, and Stoller replaced him. Oh yeah. Well, I remember, if you think back, Sony's advertising campaign, the 90s were kind of interesting because it's the mascot era. Everyone had to have a mascot for their game, and Sony was desperately trying to have a mascot right off the bat. They had that weird kind of purple polygonal face for a while. Then they tried some Toshinden characters. That didn't quite work out. And then eventually I think they just realized that we don't really need a mascot to sell anymore. Sony still tries to have that mindset, though, of trying to sneak in a mascot here and there, and there's just nothing really for that. That era is past. And then, of course, PlayStation 3, Sony kind of pulled the Nintendo. They picked up the blindfold off the ground that Nintendo had kind of dropped previously and said, hey, look, a blindfold, and put it on, or Microsoft did later. But, the $600 launch, which Sony was actually losing about $400 per system sold, based upon the Blu-ray technology that was new at the time. So, they were just hemorrhaging money. Then you had those bizarre ads, like the crying baby doll in the middle of a room, and all sorts of weird stuff happening in maybe 1 second of gameplay. It's like, what did I just watch? Sony would recover from it, but then they took out the blindfold, dropped it on the ground, and Microsoft, hot off the success of their 360, said, hey, look, a blindfold, and put it on, and started saying, we're going to do all DRM nonsense. We're going to have to connect Sense to see if there's somebody sitting next to you, and if they're not authorized by the face recognition, you can't play your game, you can't rent games, it's online only. If you don't like it, go buy a 360. They repeated mistakes kind of like the early launch did for Sega, and their own form when their britches get too big, so to speak.
He's my gun, and he's not.
And they paid for it dearly. You have the Xbox One not selling nearly enough. PlayStation 4 is outselling it still like crazy. The reason why I have a PlayStation 4, because at the time, oops, I really need to kind of dodge here. that was the E3 where they came out and said, hey, it's $400, it's cheaper, $100 cheaper than Microsoft. You can play your games at your friend's house. They had a video released like 2 minutes after E3 concluded, like, here's how you share games, and just hand it to their friends, like, here you go, thanks. You know, and then like 2 to 3 weeks later, after Microsoft was just getting their head, stuff kicked in, they reversed their position on it. But I mean, that's the reason why I have a PlayStation 4 versus an Xbox. Things like that do matter to people. This is a really mashy level. I really won't be able to read chat very much until like about a minute or two in. But this is also another level where you can do some really scoring points. I've been getting hit a lot, so I won't be getting a platinum, unfortunately, which lowers your score. Excuse me. Hey Fico, what's up? Thank you for dropping by. It's always cool to see everybody showing up. I think this is the most people I've ever had in a stream outside of one time Mr. Radon. He's down in my info. If you look down at my info pane, I have like a list of people to follow that I rarely recommend. He's in there. He's a really cool dude. He plays a lot of retro games. He actually has a system set up, so if you donate money, if you're into the top 3 donors, you can pick games for him to play. And he'll go through and play them 100% completion, even if it just about murders him. But really cool dude. He hosted me one night, and I had like 20 viewers, and then as soon as he did that, like my internet dropped out like 3 minutes later. I was like, no, I have an audience finally, people who can see what I do, and it just didn't work out. Oh, missed the dodge. I'm off my game for this level. Doing terrible this time, my goodness. There's Sony owned Microsoft that presentation. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much like, hey, everything, all that nonsense they said, we're not doing any of that. It's like literally as soon as I said the price is $3.99, and they didn't have all that DRM nonsense that Microsoft was wanting to do at the time, I ran to my computer and put down a pre-order. And I actually got myself, like shortly, like 2 or 3 minutes after that, all the pre-orders were sold out, but I got myself a launch day PS4. Which is kind of, it's like, it's early adopter stuff. I mean, you're going to accept the risk for it. Like, I know that, my PS4 does not have the best Wi-Fi capable in it. Like, the newer ones do much better. But, I was happy with my purchase. For a while at least, and then like PlayStation 4 kind of turned into a indie machine, like, hey, here's the new graphics and top-of-line stuff we can do, full 1080p, and here's a game that looks like it could have been run on a Nintendo. And that's all we're going to really try to support right now. It's like, well, why did I spend money on this big, giant graphical machine that I can play like Super Nintendo level games on look like that or even worse? So as a result, unfortunately, my PlayStation 4 has been getting a lot of dirt built up onto it as of late. Jipped me on that one. It's trying to make me drop my combo. There we go. Bayonetta is a sick game. Yes, it is. That's why I love this game. That's why I love the series. Let's see. Button jamming time. I think this one's X. Yep. Well, it's kind of interesting is that I used to be a really big console gamer. I kind of shift back and forth. I mean, I'm not like loyal one way or the other. You know, as I mentioned earlier, hardware or software moves hardware. And, you know, I was really excited for Street Fighter V. I had been on the PlayStation 4 beta for it, and the game ran perfectly. I was like, I want to get the best version of this possible. My friends at the time did not have a PlayStation 4. And they were Capcom as being really wishy-washy about if it's going to support fight sticks or not. And I have like a PlayStation 3 sticks. So I'm like, you know, I really want to be able to play this game. And use my fight stick because my arthritis, I can't play with my thumbs a whole lot. They just start grinding around too much. So I bought the PC version. I actually spent like $200, bought myself a GTX 960 4GB overclocked. Just so I could play Street Fighter V, which turned into a huge, humongous train wreck. But ever since I got that graphics card, I've just been playing more PC games lately. You know, if there's a choice between either a game on the PlayStation 4 or the PC, I'll just go with the PC route because I know it's going to be a little more stable, it's going to have better graphics, it's going to give me more options to play my game how I can do that with my current arthritis. So, you know, you move for what's on there. You know, if there's games you want to get for the PlayStation 4 and you feel that's your better buy, go for it. You know, I'm not going to tell you not to. It's like we're discussing the Switch earlier. If you really want to get the Switch, if you're happy about it, you're excited about the games coming out for it, you don't mind waiting till the end of the year for stuff to come out, by all means, don't let me stop you from do that. Buy your system there. If you're going to get enjoyment out of it, don't let me stand in the way or anyone else stand in the way of that. Alright, so this is a fight skip. Fight skip and cutscene skip right here. Jump across this way. And fly. And there we go. But by doing that, you're also missing out on being able to get a weapon. It's not a problem. I'm not going to be using it anyway. So it's not a huge loss. Now, the one thing I do have about, you know, being a PC gamer as of kind of late is that I always forget that's coming up. No. But, you know, you have games releasing on PlayStation 4 and PC at the same time. And for me, lately, I've been going with the PC version of it. But from what I'm finding, like, there's certain games I want to get, like Nier, which is coming out, Nier Automata, or whatever they call it, Automata. I can't remember how you say it. I don't really care. It's just a lot of fun to play. That's also coming out on PC as well. It's supposed to be coming out the same date as the PlayStation 4 version, and now they're like, well, it's going to be coming out eventually. Yeah, we don't have a time frame for it. So I was going to pick it up on PC, but now I'm like, well, if I can't play it when it comes out and I have to wait a while, I'm just going to get it for the PlayStation 4. And this is another interactive cutscene. Dodge right here. It lands you in which time. And loading. Here we go.
You've got.
Hit me. What I find interesting is that all the wicked wave attacks like this, Normally we're running 30 frames per second in a cutscene. And this is the only one I can think of off the top of my head where it's running 60 frames per second in-game. So I'm wondering if at one point of these were all supposed to be an engine like this, real-time, 60 frames, and they realized that they couldn't do it on the whole. Because this, basically the Wii U architecture is slightly stronger than a 360, but not by much, so it's based upon 10-year-old architecture. But I'm thinking at the point they may have realized that with all the stuff going on and the detailed levels that they had, that they couldn't do 60 frames per second for those hair finishes. And by the way, I just skipped 2 fights and just did like a 30 FPS cutscene instead. PC is well built right now. That's why I'm opting for PC versions at the moment. Pretty much what I'm doing too. Once PC becomes out of date, I need to go back to console depending on how much I feel like speedrunning the game at that point. I play on PC, PlayStation and PC, but more on the consoles at the moment because I need a new PC for saving for it now. And that's exactly the way I was. I mean, my PC, like I had an outdated graphics card, I had a good PC. I can skip this, but I feel like talking at the moment. You know, it was outdated. I couldn't really play games on my PC anymore, so I shifted more towards consoles. Then I bought that beefy graphics card for the time, which has since been replaced by the 1080. And I was thinking, well, hey, I got all this stuff I can run, you know, fully maxed out, and my computer's not going to balk at it or scream in pain. You know, I'm going to start playing more on PC. So I kind of go back and forth for wherever I can do it. Alright, and the boulder fight. The boulder can be somewhat of a troll. It just depends how the computer decides to be. Whoops. Yep, and it ended my combo right there. It's trying to cheese me out. There we go. Normally the game lets you do more of a witch time, but it's deciding to go, nope, we're gonna cheese you out here, get you out of it so you can't do too much more damage. Because witch time, of course, as you may have noticed, things usually slow down, but this guy's pretty strong and powerful. No, you don't stop. If you ever played Bayonetta 1, it's kind of true that this game actually ties directly into that game. They're looped back and forth from the story. This guy, spoiler alert, is Baldur, who is the main villain from the first game. And it's a younger version of himself brought back from before time, like 500 years ago, brought forward into the future now. He's been kind of brainwashed, which is why he's fighting you, because you're actually his daughter. He wasn't lying when he said that in the first game. This game takes place about maybe like 2 months after the end of the first game. And it ends with Baldur being sent back in time. He voluntarily goes back in time. And he's got the bad guy trapped within him. He's going to try to see if we can get him contained and take over him, but it doesn't work. He becomes evil, and thus the boss from the first game loops back into itself. Which is why I think it was such a great move that Nintendo put Bayonetta 1 with 2 when they released it, the first physical form, first run. So people new to the series could get caught up on the story. You know, they weren't going to be completely left out going, okay, who is this guy, what's going on? You know, it gave you the option to play both games simultaneously to get the full effect. It's cool. I mean, you usually don't hear about that. Like, okay, you know, Nintendo's, you know, game company's coming out with a brand new system or a game, and they're going to give you the ported first game for free. Uppercut to success.
So close.
The Wii U version of Bayonetta 1 is pretty good. There are some slight frame improvements over the 360. It's like Digital Foundry did a video, and I think it's only like 2 or 3 frame improvement at some places. It kind of goes back and forth which one's better, the 360 or the Wii U. But having played through Bayonetta 1, in the later levels, like the last 3 levels of the game, can seriously start to lag, because gameplay is tied in the frame rate for that, and when it starts dipping down too low, it starts getting slow, like moving molasses. Yeah, it looks like a scene out of Power Rangers, pretty much. Just about Super Sentai if you're Japanese. One of my friends, actually, like the first time he saw me play this game, I was on this fight. He's like, I have no idea what's going on or where you are. How can you play this game? It's like, you get used to it after a little bit. This is where I really wish that Twitch would have higher bit rates for what's the name here? Higher bit rates for people who are not partnered. Because I'm seeing a clear image, I can record this to my computer, it's nice and clear, and when I watch a playback on this, especially crazy levels like the one where I was shooting, like riding on the waves, and this one here, it turns into like a pixelated mess. Yeah, pretty much Bayonetta in a nutshell. Pretty much. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually going to be buying a Rodin's Treasure. I am going to be getting the Star Fox outfit. And I'm going to be putting it on. Yeah, if you're not a partner with Twitch, you are capped at 3.5 megabits for your upload. I have mine set for 4.5. It does make a slight little difference, kind of, for quality-wise, make sure everything is more even. But if you are not partnered, you are maxed out on that. If you watch people who are partnered, you'll be noticing that their streams are pretty crystal clear. Like Maximilian, his streams, Maximilian dude, his streams like are crystal clear, 60 frames per second, like just like you're watching on the TV just about. So if you're, and he's partnered, so he has access to that. If you're not partnered, you have lower bitrate like we do. Okay, that's good. It's like sometimes you may have watched B's stream where I'm trying to think of what she may have been playing. Because I remember like watching her stream a couple times and it'll just go like pixelated garbage because she's moving too fast on the screen. And that's not her fault. That's Twitch saying, okay, we're lowering you down to a lower bitrate to handle this up. And, your quality takes a suffer for it. Sunshine. Some of her places in Sunshine will do that, like where she's moving real fast, sliding and doing her jumps, and you'll see it kind of go pixelated. That's the reason why. Oh, this is the reason why I have the Star Fox outfit. You can see it does 4 shots here. Instead of, it was doing 1. Now it's switching to 2 at the end. There's 4 shots coming out, and then another 2 for each direction. So you do more damage per second with your basic guns now than before. So as soon as you can switch this outfit, it's for the best. Especially for speedrunning. It's going to be a lot of fight skips. Nothing really major, just kind of minor ones. Whoops. Run away. Forgot those inverted controls for swimming. I have to hold my controller kind of wonky on this because I don't have the ability to... I'm more of an arcade player. So I'm used to like having... being able to push directly straight down and push my buttons versus trying to use my thumb to jam on stuff. It's just not how I was able to do it. So I have to hold my controller kind of weird to try to jam through and use a oddly placed finger to move the camera so I can adjust how I'm swimming. So my swimming looks really janked up. Yeah, sometimes I've wondered like if her ISP is like throttling her back, but even on the streams where where GBM's been playing like Counter-Strike in the background, it still hasn't really been too much of a quality dip. It seems to be really what you're doing. For example, like when I first started streaming, I was playing a lot of retro games, a lot of Super Nintendo, Genesis, and things of that nature because I could emulate it. I didn't have a capture card. One second, the cat in the room. So I'd be playing Super Nintendo and Genesis games, and those things would look crystal clear, like just like you were looking right off the TV. And then when I started doing like PC games, I started noticing the pixelization. It wouldn't be as clear as it could be, things of that nature. So it's all kind of what you're doing with it and your source for input.
An infernal?
All right. Do I have any? I think I may have, no, I think I spent all, yeah, I spent all my money for $500 on this outfit, so I may have to make myself a little red lollipop. This is the loading I was telling you about, why if you have the digital version, you wouldn't be looking at the screen right now. And sorry if I'm blowing out your ears, I was leaning forward to pet my cat at my feet. Okay, good, I do have one. Thank you, girl. Good girl. And now she's in front of the television. You're not helping me, cat. You may be adorable, but you're not helping me here. Listen through speakers, you're fun. Good. So I have like a little microphone directly in front of me. And if I lean too far, I just want to make sure I'm not blowing my ears out. By talking too close. Like that. Alright. Spinning in circles. Actually will get you straight up faster than trying to swim around. If you're, depending on how you are for money, I'm pretty low. There's like $3,000 or so over here in a locked container. If you're doing a full speed run, if you're good for money, usually I don't have the Star Fox outfit until one later level, but I decided to do it now. So you can just skip that, jump up here, and trigger the cutscene a little sooner. Because normally this conversation is supposed to start at the very bottom of the steps. You can jump here and start a little sooner and push it forward faster. Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
But you're right. This is it.
Glad you could make it to the Bayonetta craziness.
Women's intuition. What kind of silly comic book
I
shit
tell
is
you,
that?
I am not used to
Still don't
talking.
know a thing about me.
I used to be a call center supervisor,
With nothing coming
be on the phones and talking to people constantly, and I have chronic laryngitis. So I lose my voice probably around 4 or 5 times a year. And ever since I got out of that job, I'm unemployed, unfortunately, but I'm going to school right now for network and database administration. I don't really talk a whole lot. So this is like, doing these streams, I'm talking a lot more, and I can feel my voice going, "What are you doing to me? I'm going to murder you."
Come now, little one. Can't let the girls know you've got.
Got home from work. Yeah, I saw your post from. Looked like you're having some crazy customers again. Do you have crazy Yugoslavian booze I've never heard of before? Why don't you have it? It's like, because it's some small little dealer and we don't have it? Alright, here's where your swords come in handy again. Wait for these guys to land and spin to freedom. Every once in a while, the game decides, you know what, we're not going to let you spin, we're just going to start doing normal attacks, and it kind of screws you that way. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Just like that, it decided to drop me out of it. Ooh. Right. Spin to freedom. So look at the hitbox on that. I'm hitting people way over. Oh, come on, no. Be cool, game. I know I'm trying to, like, you know, win, but be cool. Nope, it's decided to... Doesn't want me to spin to win right now. There we go. Kind of recovered. You're getting buffering. Anybody else getting buffering, or is it just Ronnie getting stuck with the buffer bug? Yeah, I have some wonderful Diet Mountain Dew next to me. Unfortunately, I don't have any cough drops nearby. I will probably be needing to grab some. I hear you, Keiko. Just a second.
I don't have time for this. Nothing's working.
Okay. So Twitch, B was talking about this the other day in her stream, you know, about how, like, I can't remember who mentioned it, but Twitch was having problems, you know, not too long ago And they've started improving a little bit, but that buffering bug still happens. I'll still have it sometimes happen on her stream or some others I'll be watching for a while, and just nothing you can do about it. Just Twitch decides, okay, you're going to start buffering now for just you.
That was easy.
You've been naughty.
If I can just do something about that.
Yeah, I don't think you get that Grand Theft Auto 4 reference there, Ronnie. Maybe not. All right. Yeah, we'll use one of the big ones. These, you know, the bigger ones do last longer, so you can get more damage out of them. Yes. Hey, do you want to go bowling? We go bowling. I really did not like Grand Theft Auto 4. It's like, I just want to go around. I want to carjack people. I want to murder. I want to have fun. And it's like the first 3 hours of the games, you are stuck doing the most banal, boring things ever. That and, like, the driving is completely and totally busted. You know, you hit the brakes at all, you tap the brakes, you try to turn, you just keep going forward, your brakes are locked, and you just slam into whatever's in front of you. And every single mission is a chase mission, where you have to knock somebody off the road, and good luck trying to do that. I don't know how anybody managed to ever beat that game. Thankfully, I mean, I was going into Grand Theft Auto 5, I was really worried, I'm thinking, man, they better not pull us again. They didn't, thankfully. But, give me a second. Yeah, put it on break for 6+ months. I don't blame you for that, Saul. So, give me a second here, guys. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick and grab some cough drops. I'll be back in probably about 2 to 3 minutes, so I apologize for the break, but I will be right back. Sit tight. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. Here we go. I don't know how you got used to those terrible controls. I really don't. I mean, that was such a deal breaker. I had a GameFly account. I think I got a GameFly account just to play that game, actually, just to start off and try it out. It's before they just went downhill in quality, but that was the first game I got from them. And I was glad I didn't spend the $60. you know, buying the game. Red Hot Shot, that's good to have. I'll buy one of those. The yellow is like a invulnerability shield. You can go through and basically hits go right through you. It's not going to knock you out of hit stun for a lot of things. A couple moves may, but it's not very often. Yeah, if somebody tells me they beat Grand Theft Auto 4, that's like a badge of honor. 5 I really enjoyed a lot. I was so happy that 5 fixed a lot of the problems that 4 had. I was quite happy with my purchase for that. Oh, come on.
Saying that's just going to make me take him there. After I've taken care of my business to do. Got you!
Cheap. Never seen that happen before. Or this. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm seeing all sorts of stuff that, like, earlier, like when you stabbed me through the wall, that's supposed to normally push you outside, trigger a little cutscene where you jam on X and get yourself back in. Didn't trigger it. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's never happened before. I've kind of recognized it from streaming that I'm starting to say certain words repeatedly, like over there or that. So it's kind of frustrating to me. I'm trying to eliminate some of those words from my vocabulary. Got 5 on PC. Hoping to start soon. Finished Doom 2016. I didn't like Dishonored a lot. It's like you build a game around stealth mechanics, and then you don't have the ability to see where you are, if you're actually hidden or not. It's first person. It's felt kind of wonky to me, but I have other people, friends who love that game, so it's kind of a hit or miss. Actually, I downloaded 5 for PC. It's like a 60 gigabyte download. It's insane. That's before any patches. And on my graphics card, it runs butter smooth, 60 frames per second, which is an improvement over the PS3 version I had bought. So I definitely like GTA on computer. Alright, need to hit the shop. I don't know if you can hear there or not, the boom, 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 boom. My brother's home from college, and he's in the other room just blasting his rap. Alright, so I really do need another Moon Pearl. Increase my magic more. And yeah, I saw that they had that sale. I can't remember when it was. Maybe it was during the summer. Yeah, Dishonored really on there. Yep, Saul's been here for a while, Pico. He was nice enough to join the chat. I call everybody different names, you know, Fico, Saul, I know Saul wrong. But unfortunately, I don't have the ability to read and talk very well, and I'm dyslexic on top of it, so if I'm ever butchering somebody's name, yeah, that's gonna happen. I can guarantee it. Like when I was doing supervisor work, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna make up a new nickname for you. Don't be offended, it's the only way I'm gonna remember your name, and I won't dishonor your family by screwing it up. Ah yes, another button mashy type level. Quite a few of them. There we go, let me spam a little bit. Sometimes you can spam like your dodge. Oh, it didn't give me any magic for that, those jerks. Usually you can like spam it and start building up your magic meter, which is helpful for like being able to build up and do your Umbran climax. I'm not sure what the heck happened there. I decided to go, okay, we're gonna let you activate which time, but then not do anything for half of it until it burns out. So it's getting a little trolly. Thanks, Fico. I mean, Fico. Dang it, I'm reported now. It's like, that's a Twitch ban. You said some guy's name wrong in chat, trying to play a game and read it as well. And you should know better since he's in Beast chat too, so. And a mod there. Really? Oh, John's an interesting character. I like him a lot. I was kind of happy I found him for the stream. First time I saw him, though, like it was at a GDQ. He was running Lost Levels like on a Famicom reproduction cart. It just drove me nuts because I'm just like, who is this guy? I don't know who he is. He's just like sitting there doing references to his streams. He's talking about like, oh man, that's an egg roll. Egg roll city. I like egg rolls. And we're like, who is this guy? You know, it's like, if you're going to be, you know, presenting yourself to an audience for the first time, don't use inside jokes. You know, you need to be a little more inclusive. And this year he did a much better job, in my opinion. He was did a really good commentary. The only time he kind of did his egg roll jokes is somebody kind of explained it first, so people who may have been new for the first time knew what was going on. But Big John's pretty cool. I mean, I asked him some questions about IT work and what he does, certified ethical hacking. Different pace, and he was like, he was right up front. He's still playing the game, and he's like able to answer questions and stuff. And it's really cool about it. He's like, oh yeah, here's what I do, and here's the amount of money I make for doing it, and here's how you can get into the field. So I was like, well, that's awesome. So Big John's pretty cool. Usually doesn't do that attack. Second climax where he tries to bite me. Oh, come on. Okay, it's trying to make me drop my combo now. Please finish. The guy's beaten. It's not. There we go. Holy. So basically the game decided right there, we're going to make you drop your combo, because if you can get into your climax with the combo going, it seems to pay out more. He was already defeated. It decided, like, nope, we're going to keep doing some other animations, make you drop it first, then we'll do the final. Yeah, John is really helpful. He's one of those kind of rare people who's genuinely nice as far as you can tell, and based upon other people verifying that, like, yeah, he seems to be a pretty cool dude. Kinda, yeah. I would agree with that, Saul. So Saul, did you see like the this GDQ where he was doing the two controllers, 2 players, 1 controller run of Lost Levels? That was really awesome to see. A lot of joking going on. It was a lot of fun to watch. I was glad I saw that run. Versus the crushing disappointment that was the Super Metroid. For me, Super Metroid kind of needs to leave GDQ. How long do I take to beat this game? Usually if I'm doing a full-on speed run, like, no hold bars, just going as fast as I can do it in around 2 hours and 43 minutes is what my current official time is for the quote-unquote world record, but since I'm the only one running second climax, I'm the only person there, so it's kind of a default victory. But with the way I'm going right now, kind of talking and taking my time slower, it'll probably take closer to maybe around 2 hours, 50 minutes. Right now I'm about close to halfway through the game. But I know that Fico, you're over in a different country, 6 hours ahead of us, so if you need to leave or sleep or anything like that, you're not going to offend me or anything by all means, because I have friends all around the world in different time zones, so it's going to be a while still. That goes for everybody. I mean, you can lurk, you can chat, it's all good. Oh, skip this fight. You know, I won't be offended if you drop out or anything. Metroid Rotation was really cool, but the Super Metroid, with like the race that they had, it just was not. I mean, the commentators were boring. They turned into jerks. You know, it sounded like they were having a lobotomy done through half the commentaries. Like, oh, you can tell right here that they're going through a turn skip. Kind of neat how they do it here. He seems to be going through and doing the run just about right. It's really good he's making sure he's getting those things, because if you didn't, it would be slow. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm falling asleep. And Baldur here can troll you again. He's kind of trolly right now. This game, Baldur gets trolly. This is like the only time that usually the game really starts kind of messing around with you is his fights. He can be nice to you, or he can be a real jerk. So you can have a fight go ridiculously well, and then you'll have nonsense like this happen. Where it's just like, okay, the game wants you to get punished. This is one of those times I'm just waiting for, you know, which time to trigger so I can go through and get my upgrade. There we go. Yeah, it's 2:30 in the morning. Not tired, just checking out streams. That's cool. You know, some streamers are like, oh, I don't like lurkers because they're not talking or anything, or people leaving. It's like, you know what? Everyone has their own schedule. I don't mind lurkers at all. I think it's cool that people just tune in to watch some random nobody on the internet play a video game. I mean, this is like, you know, never before in history have I had anything like this before. So, your Metroid's just deck to kill all the animals. But I mean, it's just, it's overdone. We've seen it every single year. Ever since I started watching, like, I think it was technically the second event that it ran in for the 2011. Like, they had made like $50,000, I think it was, and they were all excited about it. And it was like done in like a rec center. You know, it's like they've had Metroid. And it's turned into like they started doing the races not too long ago, and it's a big humongous money generator. I can understand that. You know, it's like, I think the last event they took in $300,000 loan just for kill for save the animals. But everyone's seeing everything you can do out of that game right now. Like movement tech and the runs for it have been, oh, it's gonna stink. Oh, dodge that. But, you know, everyone's kind of seeing what you can do with that game. You can't really take it too much further unless something crazy has been found. The year previous, they've had some really good commentators. And this one, it was like lobotomized sounding people who were bored or like half asleep. And then the whole, like, silence, you know, the runners need silence for some reason. It's like they've never needed silence before. They've been playing these crowds in large. If you want silence, stay home, play it, you know. Turn off your chat, we don't have to deal with anybody. No one's forced you to be there. Holy cow. Troll. Ooh, beat that in time. But, you know, it's like, silence! And then there's the guy who's like, you know, if you're making those Waluigi sounds, just, you know, kill yourself. It's like, holy crap, what is going on? Yeah, there's still a lot of different VODs I need to catch up on it. There's a couple runs I didn't see. But it's kind of like, for my opinion, for the GDQ events, despite what you think about, you know, Prevent Cancer Foundation or anything like that, it just seems like it's lost its soul as it's gotten bigger. And that's going to happen. It's turned more into a business structure versus people just getting together to help charity. You know, it's turned this big thing of like, well, we gotta make it bigger and better. We got bigger places to do to accommodate people. It's growing. You lose that intimacy that the originals had, just like 30 people in a rec center room crowded in there, you know, getting excited over raising $50,000 for charity. You know, it's like you could make a submission, you can make a donation, and it would get read on stream. Now it's just like, okay, unless you know the person who's running the game and they put you on a list, you have a chance of getting your donation right at that point. It's not a guarantee. And it's just because, I mean, I was looking at the viewer counts through this GDQ, and there was like right off the bat, first event, there was like 160, 170,000 people. Last year, I think I saw it max out like 149,000, and this one was doing so much more by volume, just viewers. It gets bigger every year. So naturally, as it gets bigger and bigger, you're just going to lose that kind of closer setting.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, I wonder if people will do that too. I'm thinking like, wow, here's $1,000 donation. I'm like, where do you get that money? You know, it's like Maximilian. People donate to him. They're like, oh, hey Max, how you doing today? Here's $1,000. You know, here's like $100. I'm like, dude, if I have $100, I'll maybe chip in $5. I've donated to streamers before. You know, you see me give money to like $5 to B. She really deserves it. She really needs to get partnered, in my opinion. You know, things of that nature. It's like, I can understand like $5 or so. But when you're giving like $100 or more to places, even if there are things like charity, I'm like, what do you do for a job? How can you afford this? Where you can blow that money and just go, okay, I can afford to part with this, no problem. I'm just like, man, I've lived, you know, what's the phrase, hand to mouth for too long. Which is why I'm going to school so I can do a career change, get something that actually pays better for what I'm comfortable doing. But yeah, I just don't know how people do that. And yes, Vico, I do know that you are a Maximilian subscriber. I knew that ahead of time before I started on this topic. But like I said, it's just like people are like, oh, like Mo. Well, there was a guy. I'm not gonna bring up his name. I'm gonna do some skips here real quick. I'm not gonna bring up his name, who was in Maximilian's chat for a while, and he kind of disappeared, fell off the radar. I'm pretty sure he bankrupted himself with the massive donations he was doing to Maximilian's stream. And the only reason he was doing this, and kind of later fessed up to it, is he was trying to buy influence with Max. He was trying to become his friend. And he was trying to do it by buying him off. And we're talking like to the tune of probably around close to $7,000 or $8,000 this guy had dropped. You know, and then it's like, oh, I gave all this money to Maximilian, and now all of a sudden I can't pay my rent and I'm being evicted. Or I had a medical bill come up and I can't pay it. You know, he'd ask people for help, and then he'd get help. The community would help him out, trying to help him, and he'd go back and do the same thing again. And all of a sudden, he's like, I don't know if he dropped off, or Max kind of told him, like, hey, you know, this isn't going to happen, you're going to be able to buy my influence or whatever, but kind of stopped coming by the stream, which I think is kind of for the best, because he was making a lot of people angry, myself included, you know, with what he was doing, because like, it was blatantly obvious he was just trying to buy friendship, which is what you never do with money. You can be generous. I mean, I've been known for, like, when I had friends, I don't have any friends here in Erie, that's another fun story, but, you know, you can be generous. I'm like usually that generous guy, like, before I have a weight loss surgery, or even afterwards, you know, friends go to my house, I'd be like, hey, let's get some Chinese food. I'd buy food for them, or pizza, or whatever. I'm just that type of guy who does that. But I'm not thinking like, oh, I need to buy my friends pizza so they'll like me more, or come over, hang out, or be cool. It's like, I just do it because I can. He was just trying to buy influence.
Try to keep up. It needs something to open it.
Keep an eye on the guy over there with the old staff, because he can shoot stuff. When people are red like that, they're angry at you. It's like you can taunt like this. Oops. It makes them attack faster, but it does give you more points. But it can backfire on you pretty quickly, and that guy can do that real fast. So you can speed up their attacks, you can get more money, but it is a pretty big risk. This is also one of the few guys who can be really trolly too. He likes to attack through. You know, hit stun doesn't affect him too much. Yeah, exactly. Figo is like, people are like, hey Max, here's $500. I got my tax return. You can have it all. I'm like, what? You know? It's one of the things, like, I don't mind streamers having PayPal set up so you can, you know, give them money or something like that. I'm not going to do that. I have that listed down my information, like I'm not Maximilian, I'm not popular enough, I don't think I deserve any of your money. And that's just my personal philosophy for it. I'm just playing a game, I'm having fun. I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing right now. So I don't really think that what I'm doing deserves any type of money, you know, monetary format. If you really want to give me something, we can talk about it, but it's like, odds are I probably won't accept it. You know, so it's a game or something like that, I might think about it, but I just do this for fun. It's just who I am and what I enjoy doing. You know, like I said, not to knock, you know, friends or anything like that who have PayPal set up, but I'm just not going to do that myself. It's just my personal philosophy for it. I'm never going to be partnered. I just do this for fun, and I stream when I can. I don't even have a schedule set up because I'm usually too exhausted. I mean, I got done with school today, and the first thing I did is I came home, ate a small lunch, and then I passed out, literally slept for about 5 hours and woke up around 6 o'clock. About an hour before I started streaming, just because I'm too exhausted. Alright, these are some other skips. Yeah, our point's good. Hey, it's Yellow Killer Bee. What's up? I'm glad you could make it. Points are very good in this game. Unlike Whose Line Is It Anyway, these points do matter. Yeah, so Saul, Maximilian is pretty cool. I don't know. I think you guys can post stuff. Nap seems amazing. I know, it's like, I totally agree, but I think you guys can post stuff. Fico, if you have Maximilian's Twitter, or not Twitter, but Twitch channel, you can try posting it in chat. He's a pretty cool dude. He does a lot of fighting game stuff. But naps are absolutely amazing. When I was a kid, I was dumb. I was like, oh, nap is stupid. And now I'm older, I'm like, oh, nap. Nap or $1 million, I'm taking the sleep. You can't convince me otherwise. Okay, so this is a fight skip right over here. I did my run accidentally messed up and accidentally got trapped in that fight. You go up the stairs over here to where the shop is, Rodon's shop. That triggers another fight. And over here is another piece of a weapon I need. So I'm going to skip over here. Fly over to get it. And very important, do not run to the left when you get this item. Yeah, I think it's a rite of passage, B. I mean, it's just like, you can have your parents tell you as a kid, like, what am I doing? You know, like, oh, you're gonna miss, you know, sleep is good for you, and you're a kid, you're just like, whatever, I don't want to sleep, and you get older, you're like, I was stupid. You know, sleep is the most valuable commodity, even more when you have children. Here we go. Drop your shield, please. So we were just talking about GDQ. I don't know if you've been lurking for a while, B, or if you just showed up. But we were talking about different things, streamers, funds, and so forth. You know, donations, how sometimes people can just be absolutely crazy with their money. Like, oh, I'm going to give you, $500 for no reason today. It's like, or here's my tax return. I'm like, please don't. Don't bankrupt yourself. As much as you love that streamer. Looks a little, keeps it Hobbit territory. Become popular through GDQ. Well, that's cool. But yeah, it's like, for me, it's, I don't even have a PayPal setup. It's just my personal philosophy that I do this for fun on my time. I don't think that what I do is worth any type of monetary compensation of any type. I'm not that popular. So, and, it's just also kind of like my upbringing as well. I'm not really, it's like, I am really resistant to receiving gifts from people. I don't mind giving them out to people, donations, I've done before, streamers, as we know. Or just people in general, just having fun with that. That's just my personality, what I do. But for me personally, it's like, I just don't really like receiving a lot of gifts. This is not going well. Usually I can spin trap them, but it's just not happening. Trolley. Here we go. Spin the freedom. Spin the win. What the heck hit me? Okay, I'm not gonna argue too much on that. Thank you for the host, Yellow Killer Bee. Very awesome. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, if you're not running a game, I can see it'd be even weirder. It's one of the things, like, I want to go to GDQ someday. I've wanted to actually do that for quite some time, and it's just always been, work has been in the way. Then I had, like, the 1 year I was planning to do it, the doctors are like, you're gonna die unless you have weight loss surgery, so I had to do that instead. Still want to attend it, but it's like, I don't know how much fun I'd really have if I wasn't running a game. You know, it seems, you know, Elrock was there, he had a blast, you know, looking at his Twitter and everything else and reading his pace bin. He had the time of his life there. But for me, I'm just like, I don't really know if I could do that because I get sick pretty easily. I have a almost non-functioning immune system. If I'm not running, it'd be just kind of like sitting in the hotel, usually a lot of time, probably in bed watching the streams.
Right then.
Okay, good. So I just saw that the link Pico put in there did actually work, so yeah, Maximilian tends to stream a little bit later in the evening. He's in California, so like his streams start like 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But he's pretty entertaining. I remember he was up all night doing a Resident Evil 5 run. I saw him while I was getting ready for school this morning. Co-op run. That was kind of funny to watch, the different banter and conversation. It's definitely not family-friendly content. You know, he does swear a lot, but he really is one of those kind of like rare people who's just genuinely honest and really nice guy all around, from what I can tell. Please die. There we go. Yeah, that's my biggest fear, B, is just getting sick like that. When I worked call center jobs, excuse the crinkling here as I grab myself another throat lozenge. I'm not used to talking this much anymore.
That was easy.
But I literally have, like, it is a suppressed immune system because I have autoimmune disorders, so I take drugs that suppress it on top of that, so my body doesn't try to kill me. So it's like, I get sick ridiculously quick in public, so that's why I kind of tend not to go out much. I mean, first day of school, I caught pneumonia from people who had it, so, and no one else really got sick, but I came down with it and got legendarily sick. So conventions, tight centers like that, it just has me concerned, like I'm just gonna get sick and just wipe me out. I'd be at GDQ like, all right, I finally made it, and I'm trapped in my hotel room, you know, puking my brains out or whatever happens to be going around. So that's my kind of big concern. Maybe I can get myself one of those biohazard level 3 suits, you know, with the compressor, you know, the air system built in. Walk around and do it that way. Freak people out. Is there a biological attack going on? No, I just don't want to get sick. Yeah, cussing is kind of something that I'm kind of funny about cussing. I try not to do it on stream anymore. I kind of go through phases where I just start cursing like crazy, and I usually do it off stream. I'll just be talking to myself and just kind of go off. I'm like, what am I doing? But yeah, I try to curse on stream. I try not to curse in general. It's, for me, you know, swearing is kind of like a measure of intellect, really. There's times you can swear, and then there's times really not to. And a lot of times people who do start using curse words like that just don't know the difference between the two. You know? It's like, the people I go to school with, be perfect for Resident Evil or Left 4 Dead cosplay. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I know you don't, be, but for me, I try, like I said, it's just kind of like a measure of intelligence for me. It kind of shows your intellectual level and how much vernacular you can use, to use a fancier word. If you have a loquacious way of vernacular. Fancy way of speaking, basically. But I mean, it's like, my class is unusual at my school because we have a lot of people. We have a GE plant, General Electric plant in Erie, which is shutting down, laying people off. So they're doing what's called TRA, training reassignment or relocation assignment, something like that. They're basically paying them unemployment to go to school and learn a new trade. There's 15 people in my class, pardon me, and I am like one of 3 who's not from GE. And these people just swear like crazy. They're factory workers, so they don't care who's in the room. You know, it could be, you know, the president walks in, they are going to start dropping F-bombs. It's like, okay. You know, it's just the environment that they're from, and you know, they're really, honestly, legit are not too bright. There are some pretty some bright people in there, but the majority of them are kind of like they're doing their best, but it just kind of shows intellect. This is a major fight skip right here. This is a pain in the butt. You do not want to go into there. So let's see if I can pull this off first time. Jump, fly. There we go. Skipped a bad fight. I also grew up in the military too, you know, like Air Force brat, so I've been swearing is second nature. Especially when you hang out around Marines, holy cow, every other word is the F word. Paper plant, yeah, exactly. Half the class is 40 older, and that's pretty much it. It's like I'm 35, and I'm like one of the younger people in the class, kind of. We have two people who are like 18, yeah, we have like 19 and 20-year-olds, two of them. And then it's like, then you have me, I'm 35, and I'm like younger. And I think like the average age of the people in my class are probably around 50, which is kind of unusual. Like I'm like, well, why did you pick computers? A lot of people had never touched a computer before in their life. And we're, like the first term is like all basic, like here's a computer, here's a mouse, things of that nature. And they were learning stuff, and I'm just like bored to tears. And I'm just like, why did you take this class? They're like, well, I didn't feel like being a welder or plumber or anything else there, so I decided to do something different. I'm like, well, that's a way to do it, but IT is, you're not supposed to be doing this, but it happens. Age bias. A lot of companies are looking for people who are younger. They want people who are going to be staying there more malleable, newer techniques, and that tends to be the younger crowd versus, like, you could have somebody who's like 60 years old and knows IT inside and out. They still want the younger crowd. So it's like they might have a harder time trying to get a job when they get out of school, and that's rather unfortunate. I'm thinking like I'm only 35, but you know, if there's some guy out of college, oops, who you know, just completed up and he's like 18 or so, he's gonna have a leg up on me. So it's one of the few things that's not supposed to happen. Ageism, that's what I'm trying to think of the term. It's a big problem with IT. Yeah, exactly, Saul. So, well, it looks like I'm right on the mark if you're verifying me that. That's my thought about it, at least. But yes, B, I do like this game. It is my favorite. It is pretty cool. Very action-oriented. The first game was kind of slower by comparison. You didn't have a lot of moves handy. Like the Panther run I'm doing here, where I'm transforming into a cat and running around, you start the game with that. But in the first one, you don't get it till like almost halfway through the game. So let's see if I don't screw this up. Oh, screwed it up. Oh, oh well, no biggie. But this one's a lot more action oriented versus the first game. First game I do love. It's a lot of fun. But this is the reason why I bought my Wii U. Can't believe it's the first time I picked one up. Fight skip. A lot of people got jobs. See, that's the thing that I find funny about my class is that, you know, these are all like union people who are like hardcore union. They're like, oh, I can't believe, you know, so-and-so union president has decided to do this. And I'm like, you guys, this is not your world anymore. You know, it's like, why are you concerned about this? They want to go back to GE. They want to go back to doing factory jobs. I'm just like, it's like, it's a dying industry, especially around here in Erie. It's like, Erie is straight up a dying town. We have a lot of factories which are old and abandoned now. Industry has left. So, and they're just kind of setting that mindset of like, I'm just like, I get angry with them sometimes. I'm just like, why are you even here then? If this is going to be your attitude for it, why are you here doing this time, putting in money for classes, learning a new trade, a new profession, if you just want to go back and keep doing what you're doing now? They said, hey, if GE were to call me tomorrow and say, we want you to come back to work, I'd quit school. I'm like, why would you do that? This is an investment. Especially like network database, you don't see that very often. That tends to pay more than just low-level IT work. I mean, I plan on going through and getting all my classes to become a full-on administrator. That's my goal. That's my end game here, is I want to go through and become a network database administrator, make some decent money and something I can love and want to do. And they just don't care. It bugs me. Or for TPA, supported unions. I think units DPS are shrinking and dying industry in general. Oops, just pay attention and mash. There we go. Yeah, and that's the thing. For some reason, I mean, it's like, I know that when I get done with school, the first thing I do if I get a job in IT is they're going to put me on the help desk. I'm probably going to be there for about 3 months just building basic level experience, resume building, and then get out and do something else, take more classes, keep building up. It's how IT works. For some reason, the people in my class, like I said, they're all union guys, they think that no matter what they do, they're going to be stuck at help desk doing like paid like $12, $11 an hour. I'm like, if you're making $11 an hour and you're on help desk 3 months past graduating from here, you've messed up. You have done something horribly wrong. You should be making a lot more money than that. You either move or you need to get ambitious and move yourself up. This is Aesir. This is actually the final boss. Not right now, but he's going to be, you fight him again. But this is like the little first preview fight. But he's not too bad. I mean, he has a pretty predictable thing, like you get him in a couple hits, he'll do his Dharma attacks, you dodge, offset him, and keep going. Well, I mean, from the limited knowledge I know about what you do, it seems like your profession you really can't retire. I mean, you can have like a retirement plan invested in through like investments and so forth, but it seems like it doesn't really have, a whole lot of retirement possibilities for it. And IT work, I'm thinking, probably gonna be the same way. I mean, my dad did 20 years Air Force, so he has a pension. He retired a major of the United States Air Force, so he has a pension no matter what he does until he dies. He dies, and my mom takes over the pension. It's kind of cool how that happens. So she's a veteran herself, so she has her own coverage. But he has that security. He donated, he volunteered 20 years of his life to the service of the country. So that's warranted. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's nice to have that safety net, so no matter what happens, he has income coming in. And I'm thinking, like, I'm 35, I've messed up my life quite a lot. I mean, it took me this long to kind of realize I need to do something with my life and get a career versus getting hire and fire jobs. Even as a supervisor, you're still churn and burn. Something like, will I have enough for retirement? Will I be able to support myself? Will I be able to save up, build a 401k or other investments to bring myself up so I can quote-unquote retire if I live that long, which I should now? Will I be able to retire someday? And no matter what you do, you want to do it. B, let me tell you right now, you're not going to understand what's going on here anyway.
Not that bad, I guess.
It's pretty avant-garde type game. Just basically know that there's some guy from the past who's trying to kill you for reasons I can't really remember. The story's pretty much nonsense. It's just a lot of flashy stuff, a lot of timing. It's fun, but you're not going to get a deep story out of this game, or the first one. And Saul, yes, you did watch Bayonetta just play volleyball. It's actually a throwback to the first game, where you defeat a boss. It's a big circular ball. And what happens is, normally, like instead of like doing the smash, which breaks open the gate, which you saw, I think it showed it, it drops on the ground and then everyone punches them. This one, they said a throwback. It's the exact same animation, except for this time it actually worked and they completed it. Are there Yoshis in this game? No, there's no Yoshis in this game, so if B decides to pick it up for her Wii U, she can't kill him. I know you said I was going to say I should try to kill him. No, B, bad. Save the Yoshi. That should be a category, save the Yoshi for Mario runs now. Some people would be like so screwed on that. Gosh, what is my health at? I can't remember. I think I need to do... Yeah, I need another Moon Pearl. It gives me more magic power. Okay, I have 3, so I don't need to buy magic anymore. I need to probably buy 1 more health. Yeah. I don't know if it's OCD FICO or FICO, or if it's just the general hatred towards Yoshis, but she loves the murder. So my next stream, I actually don't plan on playing Bayonetta. I plan on firing up an emulator because I don't have a way to capture retro games. I have an Elgato HD60S, so it only takes HDMI input. So I'm going to be firing up an emulator. I'm going to be playing Super Mario World. And I'm going to be playing what I call Buddhist Mario, which is where you can run, but you can't collect coins. You can't kill enemies except for the final bosses, the bosses for each level, because you can't have a game otherwise. And you're not technically killing them, you're just pushing them off the stage where something happens. And you have to walk through the ending gates in order to show humility. So I've never done it before, and I expect it to be really comical and painful. So I will be doing that next stream, whenever that is, maybe, I don't know, Saturday perhaps? We'll have to see. So if I remember correctly, I think Bee's doing her follower circle. I think you're doing that on Sunday, if I remember correctly, from your Twitter, from what you posted, if I'm remembering correctly. Space centipedes. This level I'm not a fan of at all. It's quite tough. There's not a lot of skips involved. There is an enemy who can later on literally one-hit kill you. So if you have a run going, it can just derail it completely at this point, and I've been playing for over an hour, so... When's Buddhist Mario? I'm hoping probably this Friday. I try to stream around 7 o'clock at night, or not Friday, Saturday, possibly. So I try to stream around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because I'm more of an evening person. Oh, forgot to dodge that. I always do that every single time. Alright. If you ever play Devil May Cry, this boss may look familiar because he's actually from that. Star Fox outfit's really good from what you described. Yeah, Star Fox outfit is, it basically, the guns in this game, oh, I do have it selected, I shouldn't have gone in here, basically doubles your shots. So you can do more damage output per second, which is why the guns, it's like, personally I like the swords, but they do little damage output even though they're faster. But the Star Fox outfit, you can go through and get more shots. Like for the button strings where I press and hold down the button, they'll do like 2 shots. The Star Fox outfit, it will do 4 instead, so you can do even more damage. So it's definitely worth it to pick it up as soon as possible. This guy, I don't know why, I can never seem to defeat him quickly. Like at the end of the strings there, like instead of that being like 2 bullets, like 1 from my hand and then 1 from my foot, it's actually shooting 4. So the damage per second for the guns in this game are pretty crazy. Oh, come on, break free. I am just... If I was doing a full run, I'd probably reset just based upon how this boss went. Now, the neat thing is about, when I get done with this run, I'll show the other outfits as well. I have everything unlocked in a different save file. But, is that there's an end level, like right before you go fight the final boss, where normally, if you're in your standard Bayonetta costume, you're standing on top of like an F-14 style jet flying around. Because I have the Star Fox uniform, you actually play as the R-Wing, and it plays just like Star Fox 64, complete with the charged up shots, the bomb shots, it's all there. It's a neat little nod to it, and when you talk, it even has the microphone, communications chatter. After this fight right here, these guys stink, I've been skipping up to this point, there is the character, the fight that can end it in 1 hit. If I don't get him right away with my torture attack, it's like instant game over because there's no way to come back from it. If he hits you, he turns into a small kid, and you cannot come back from it at all. It just 1 hit kills you, and if it happens on a run, it's pretty much a restart. This is where like the runs can be just totally derailed if you're doing a one, if you do running this game like I do. hopefully I get this right. Hey, L-Rock, what's up? Yeah, you actually do barrel rolls as well. Alright, got him. Let me try to keep the chat going. Yeah, well, work is work. You know, like I said, it can stink, but at least you're employed, so that's awesome. And basically the premise of this game, if anyone's wondering what it is officially, is at the start of the game, angels start attacking you because you're a witch. Witches and angels don't get along. And basically your own hair demons that are supposed to be like your allies try to attack you for some reason. It's never really explained why that happened, but they hit your best friend and other soul surviving witch, Jean, and knock her soul out of her body and take her to hell. Because apparently if you die, they just instantly take you right into hell in this world. It's the price you pay for your power and immortality. So basically Bayonetta is on a journey to go and get her friend back, which is in hell where I'm at right now, and it's what I'm trying to do. So it should be coming up on the boss pretty soon. It's kind of like a giant rose woman, is the best way to describe it. And beat her up to try to get John's soul back. Well, it's cool you can watch streams like that. I mean, back when I was doing supervisor work at home, it was nice because I wasn't on the phones anymore, unless I had to do like a coaching with somebody, then of course I wouldn't do it, but I just pull up a stream, just start watching different YouTube streamers and, not YouTube streamers, but Twitch streamers. You know, had Pandora going, it was quite nice. You know, and sometimes I've heard like people who are working different IT jobs and they have you know, Twitch and YouTube blocked and Facebook blocked. I'm thinking, man, that's gotta be terrible. I can understand from business perspective, because you're trying to keep your you know, employees productive. I can understand that reason behind it, but it's like if you're IT, you should still be able to bypass that, you know, depending on where you are in the system. So you should be able to allow yourself in those permissions. I would hope so, at least. I don't know, I'm still in school for it and I don't have any practical real-world experience yet, but eventually. Land. This is Rodon, the shopkeeper. You haven't really seen much of him because I keep trying to skip his cutscenes whenever I go to the store he sells, but he's actually a fallen angel who became a demon, then decided to leave them as well, so he's insanely powerful. I mean, he's like, a lot of times he'll just hit these people and just kill them in one hit, so it's kind of like you want to stick next to him, he'll just take everybody out for you. Or fail and let you get hit like that. Fortunate employee, Wi-Fi at your job, a lot of stuff like that. That's awesome. Yeah, I did that at my school. This is unskippable. But I did that at my school because we have VPNs and stuff like that, and virtual environments set up, so they blocked a couple different sites. So I just fired up my virtuals and the VPNs and started going onto it that way, and they caught onto it and blocked it. What I do find interesting, though, is that I watch mokodojo.net, which is Japanese television streaming. They haven't blocked that at all. You think that they would with the bandwidth that's used to get that signal coming from Japan showing all the TV stations, but they haven't blocked it. So I watch it from time to time at school when I'm bored out of my mind and nothing else is going on. Yeah, definitely look into that. Make sure you're not violating any policies first, though, of course. Based upon where you work for, they may have something in place where, like, if you install some kind of software to circumvent no matter who you are, you know, you could run into some troubles. So overall, stay employed is my message.
Hey, give me.
Hey, we were just in hell a second ago. What happened? Now we're back in my store. And I didn't need to come back here. Awesome. Waste of time. Yeah, I'm not doing like a timed run for this or anything. I'm just keeping it casual and conversation based. Eventually, probably about another week or two, I will do another offline attempt. Record it and do some other skips that I've learned and some other time-saving stuff I didn't do in my first run, just to get down even more. And just like last time, when I get it there, you know, do the run, it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube. As well as to speedruns.com. Here we go, Rose Lady. Ooh, it's not starting off well. Well, that's cool. Oh, I thought I dodged that. It's like, oh, I got the dodge. Nope. Did not, in fact, get the dodge. As I was explaining earlier with like the dodge offset, like when I do this move and I dodge, it's all you just keep spamming your bullet attacks so you can keep it going, keep your combo going, keep in contact. Because if you drop your combo, you're losing out a lot of money, and you know, halos and points are a major key to this game. It's your currency by and far, so you need to keep it up as long as you can. The max combo multiplier is 9.99. Oh, this is a bad position. I can't see what's going on. No. So even if you can keep them going with guns like that, you're keeping your combo going, keeping it alive. Don't cancel. No, sorry. I have never seen the game troll this much. Actually, I have. It was the other day I played as Jean for the first time, and oh my gosh, I was not having fun. I was complaining that entire time through. Jean, who's the person I'm trying to rescue right now, she has much higher damage output. I mean, you can just like shred bosses and enemies really quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. This is ridiculous. I've never seen this happen this often, playing this game as long as I have. And it makes you drop your combo, of course, too. Nice. So I'm missing out a lot of money. But Jean, to get back before I got sidetracked, her damage output is crazy. But as a result, she has limited combos. She doesn't have all the combos you do with Bayonetta. So, and it just seems to me like the game was just like full-on troll mode like it is right now in the middle of this fight. It's like everything it could do to mess with you and just screw you up, it was doing it. Enemies that normally wouldn't do certain attacks for the higher difficulties, it would start doing them. Hit stun was no longer in effect, so yeah, using the dodge offset technique to try to lock them down in place so I could, you know, hammer them faster, that wasn't working. It was just a lot of different things. Alright, Fico. Yeah, we're not going to reset. There's no reset in this. Not in this run, no sir. Yeah, if I was trying to do a run for this, I would have reset it a while ago. It was like right around the hour mark is where things get really trolly or not. I think the last time I did my run that I submitted in, like it was actually my third run, and the airplane level is kind of a good indicator. If you, as long as you make 60,000 points on that, you're good. And if you start getting kind of gypped around and the game starts manipulating too much, just restart there. Unfortunately, when that happens, you're losing about 20 minutes of time. At least it's not something like Wind Waker HD, where if you have a bad part, if it messes you up there, you've lost like 3 hours of time, have to start completely over. So fortunately, the time off is not too bad. And now I get to ride a magical horse. A unicorn from hell. Pretty much, basically, is what it is. You'll see in a second. The first game, Bayonetta, had a sequence where you're driving on the road, trying to catch up to your friends. You're on a motorcycle. This one, they decided to give you a flaming unicorn beast. Oh, come on. They did that to me the last time I played this, too. It's like dodge. It's like, nope, your horn got caught. Sorry. If you hold up, you go faster, so of course I'm holding up the entire time. Your magic mode, when it says like, you know, L for the Umbran Climax, you can actually cancel that out. So if you hit the button again, it will take you out of that mode, but of course you have to regenerate your stuff, so which is helpful if you're going through and defeat some enemies real quick, or if you trigger it too soon and realize you're going to need it again in a moment, you can quickly try to cancel it and build that meter back up. And for this one, it's kind of handy to have it at full, because those guys who came through, you can kill them with your gunshots, but they take a lot longer to do. You're going to have more chances to get hit. The less you get hit, the better your score is, so it behooves you to save your Umbran Climax skills for as much as you can until you really need them. Yeah, horse. Yeah, it just seems random for that one, like whether or not you get hit for it with the horns or not. I've had it slide through sometimes and have no problem. I've had the detection where I've gone through like that, it doesn't trigger the witch time, so, or that it did it right there, and that time decided to hit me. So it's kind of random in this level. And then right after this is yet another wonderful, lovely boulder fight. This is the worst fight to fight them on. You know, I complained about being trollish, and this is like the one where, you know, it can really kind of end your run if you're going for maximum time, because he will just do stuff that, you know, you can dodge, it's just not going to care. Right there, it should have been hitting him, it didn't. Use the big one, and we're going to use a yellow moon lollipop. These give you invincibility, so he can't technically hit me while using this now. All the attacks should, in theory, go through, but like I said, I've seen him troll me, so it's like I've had that activated, and he's like, nope, you're getting hit. Regardless, it's not going to do any damage, but it's going to knock you out of your combo. Punchy. And also I would have reset this a little while ago too, because like a lot of these fights you want to have that maximum multiplier so that we can get your highest score possible, because there are things you need to buy. getting the world record to send me some lint. You do realize that, like, I'm the only person running my category, right? So no matter what I do, if it's slightly faster, even by a second, technically that's a new world record. Just putting that out there, Fico, so you understand that. Don't you go like, oh man, you got a world record, how'd that happen? No, he's the only guy running that category currently. No one else is doing it. I'm trying to remember who it was. One of the mods over in B's chat actually said he wanted to start running this game. I was like, yeah, do it. You know, get more people going on this game. It's one of the reasons why I picked it up. Not because I love it, but it's like there's nobody running this game at all. Yeah, the more you have somebody running a game, the better it is, in my opinion. To a point. I mean, it's like, when you start getting to areas like Super Mario, where it's people are literally trying to do runs that save like 1 or 2 frames in order to get the maximum out of it, that's kind of crazy. But, you know, if you can still keep improving it and get to different categories, and yeah, more Rant, the better, the more popular. But for me, it seems like, you know, this isn't a slam on B or anybody in B. If you're still here, I apologize. This is not directed at you, but there's too many people running Mario games lately, in my opinion. There's a lot of Super Mario World runners. Sunshine's picking up popularity. I think that's cool, but it just seems like everything's saturated with Super Mario World currently. And that seems to be another category where people are... There's a lot of different diverse categories you can do, like the full 96 exit, just any percent, things of that nature, so it keeps it varied, but it just seems to me like it's just super saturated at the moment. That's just my personal thing about it, which is ironic because I'm saying that, and B, as we know, runs, you know, Super Mario World, and she's really good at it. Way better than I'll ever be at it. And my next stream I'm playing it myself, so I'm something called a hypocrite, boys and girls. Alright, Witch Heart. That going, extra life. And it's by Maya's Testament. These are awesome. This will come in handy when I do my second to last level. Because it's just basically, it's like a money generating level, and that gives you more points, more halos. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see... I'd like to have like more Mario races. You know, replace Super Metroid, you know, the 4-player run with like maybe Mario World run, you know, 96 exits or something crazy like that. It's going to take a while. You can have... I'm trying to think what type of bid war donations you could do for it. Have it in place of the, you know, kill versus save the animals to be popular. But it just seems like there's like everybody and their sister is running that game. I would love to see more Mickey Mania, Disney games in general. Quackshot, Aladdin for both Super Nintendo and Genesis. You know, more of those type of games there where maybe they're really good but haven't gotten too much exposure. I mean, I found B's channel through Quackshot, actually, is when she submitted in her run for approval for the GDQ. I was like, oh yeah, this is the lady I saw run the Mickey Mania run, you know, previously. And so I started tuning in the streams. I was like, wow, this is awesome. But you know, it seemed like a lot of people did not know what Quackshot was when she was running that game, and I was like, it's something that I grew up. That was one of the first Genesis games, as I've mentioned, that I ever played, so I'm quite familiar with it. But it turns out a lot of people kind of missed out on that. So I like to see, I'm guessing like more diversity is what I'm looking for, I guess. It's like, I say like I want more diversity, but it's like I only run one game currently and you're watching it. Alright, so I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. You know, thanks for hanging out today and chatting. It's been a lot of fun. Alright, Fico, we're gonna try to do a Super Mario Bros. 3 randomized run. Should be fun. Well, that sounds interesting. I've seen that too. Radioactive Rat, I think is her name. It's one of the girls on fire, if I remember correctly. She does that as well. We randomized Super Mario Bros. 3. That seems really challenging. Oh, this is bad. I can't see what I'm doing. Now this is the part I hate because it tries to super troll you right here. This guy is dead. His enemy, you know, his thing is gone. It tries to let your combo drop and pay out first before trying to give you the credit for it when you beat the boss. Yep. I'll definitely catch you later, so it's really cool. You know, like I said, I'm glad everybody's dropped by, even lurkers who may not be talking. Definitely appreciate you showing up and just watching. Streaming is something kind of really didn't really get into for a while. Tried it at first, didn't really have a whole lot of fun. I was using OBS. I really hate OBS with a passion. I know that people don't have a problem with it, but I was like, I've just had nothing but pain and suffering with that device, with that program. But it wasn't really until like I caught like Yellow Killer Bee's like channel and like I really got thinking like, well, maybe I could really start doing streaming and having fun with it. You know, it's kind of like she's been like an influence for me on streaming, trying to do that. So definitely give her a follow if you haven't already. If you're not from her stream, I do have the link to her Twitch in the bottom part for the info. All right, so let's see if this trolls me here. This is basically the level I'm in right now. This part was in Bayonetta 1. And the bridge can get blown up, and yep, it decided to troll me. I don't know why. The last two times it has done that. Usually it catches me... What the heck? It will catch me like midair directly with a shot of that beam and just about straight up murder me. Yeah, OBS is like, I don't know how people can use that and get it to work right. I mean, I just have, it was like the reason why I didn't stream for a very long time. It just aggravated me to no end. And you have people who like do all these different overlays and stuff, and like I can barely figure it out. Now, Elgato has software to do overlays, but with the HD 60S I have, you have to have one heck of a beefy computer in order to run it. I mean, right now it's already running on USB 3.0 in order to give you pretty much like a lagless pass-through. But it's like if you do anything else, like any overlays, like I tried to do overlays for the start of the stream, like hey, I'm starting soon type deal, it will just like lag my computer out. It starts hogging up bandwidth for some reason. It almost just about crashes when I turn it off and actually do my actual stream. So I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. I mean, I'm streaming right now with the Elgato software. It's doing fine, but if you do anything fancy like you can do in OBS, it just doesn't like it. And I have a quad-core 3.8 gigahertz computer with a GTX 960 4GB overclock. It's not like I'm hurting for processor speed or graphical capability. Please stop using this weapon. I don't know what it is. This game has gone full full troll. I'm trying to switch off it, it gets like, nope, you're sticking with the hammer. We decided you should use the hammer now. Yeah, ran around in most Pokemon games. I'll do multiple Mario, probably stream as well. That'd be cool. You know, I've never really played a Pokemon game. As crazy as it may sound to some people, it's like I've played one, I think like an emulator, like maybe in Red or Blue back in the day. But it just never really kind of clicked with me, you know? Like, sometimes I'll have like a certain game like just like click with you. And just Pokemon games just never really did it for me. I can understand why people like it, but it's just like it's not the game genre for me is all. Oh, he tried to troll me. No, no troll. Troll's bad. Hey Pat, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Of course, I don't think I have Trillion on right now. Oh, I tried to do the skip, it didn't do it. You can try to catch that ledge and jump past it, and decide that, nope. Troll City. Bayonetta. I mean, there's certain genres I get used to, like, having trolled. Like, if I play Ninja Gaiden 2, I know I'm gonna get trolled in that game. Now, I'm not talking the Nintendo one, I'm talking, like, the 360. You know, those games, like PlayStation 3, those versions, that's known to troll you. You know that's going to happen when you play that game, but usually Bayonetta is pretty fair. Yeah, I'm a more action type person, I really do like it, which is why I've been pretty much streaming that since I got the Elgato. Actually, I don't play Smash Brothers. Ironically enough, I mean, this game gets pretty hectic, and people are like, how can you keep track of where you are? It's like, I cannot keep track of where I am in Smash at all to save my life. I can do it in this game, no problem. I know exactly where I'm at. But like in Smash Brothers, I can't play it. I'm just like hitting buttons. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at on the screen. I don't know what's going on. So, but if I did play Smash, I would probably play as Bayonetta. I heard that she's really overpowered in that game anyway, so that'd be perfect. Alright, next up is my favorite level in the game. It's short, it's fast, and like I said, ironically, it's where you make all your money. So when you're speedrunning this game, you're constantly on the verge of like not having any money. Like you get like $30,000 or so. And that's just enough to buy your lollipop upgrade so you can do more damage, you can have shield protections, get yourself more magic. And at the very end of the game, it's like, here, you can just get a glut of money and buy anything you want. It's like, oh, I wish this was so much sooner. It makes sense story-wise, even though the story's pretty discombobulated. But, Yeah, wrecked indeed. But it gives you this like huge money thing here at the very end of the game. It's insane. I wish it came sooner, that's all. So for this, yeah, make sure I have at least a couple different red lollipops to do more damage output. Because what I'm going to do is when I first start the level, I'm going to shortcut the Midas touch. I'm going to put that as a shortcut. Like on the directional pad, if you hold up, left or right, it goes through and you can do things like quick heal. You know, access your item, things that have to go into the menus to do it. So I'm going to equip the Midas touch, which gives you more Halo output. Just a second. Give you more like output for money, and then what you want to do is hopefully trigger your witch time and have it all activated, damage output on top of it, and you just make a whole ton of money. You can make on average probably around close to 300,000 for my current setup, but if you have the right items equipped, like certain things you can actually trigger the witch time voluntarily, there's an item for that you can get. You can take in like 3 million points in this game on this level, just one level by itself. Yeah, exactly. Well, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier, Fico, about like how I don't have my PayPal set up. It's like people just literally throw money at him, and I don't understand why. Like, hey Max, you're playing Third Strike. I love Third Strike. Here's $500. I'm like, what? You know, I could use that money. You want to give some to me, please? I would happily take that money, but I'm not Maximilian. I'm not that popular. I don't have any delusions about doing that. I've talked to streamers before who are just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm getting into streaming because I want to be popular like Max. I'm like, good luck. He's an oddity. He is the rare person like that in this industry, in the you know, to make Twitch a job. Max is the... he's not the norm by any sense of the meaning, you know. He seems to be a nice guy. Not talking crap about him, but, you know, being able to be success in YouTube or Twitch is extremely rare. So for this part, just do punch, punch, and then hold. And just rake in the money. And hopefully not get hit. You can already see, like, my multiplayer's maxed out. Rosa, stop. I need the money. And just like that. No, I've actually been asked that question legit. Like, am I going to be running this game? It's like, no. One, I have a job. Two, there's better people at this game than I am. General Beatrix is actually the one I saw, like, first run this game. He gave me some inspiration for a couple different things to try out and do. He is really good. He's a European player. I mean, I think it'd be better to have him, you know, come in and run an event. But, you know, I'm in school currently, I'm unemployed, and there's no way I can take a week off from school to attend a GDQ just to run a game. Not until I get out on my own, get out of school, get a job. So maybe someday, I don't know, maybe we'll have Bayonetta 3 at that point, pick that up. Maybe I'll be running Nier instead. Come on, drop down. Nope, decided to drop down. Yeah, it's like, there's one time I actually sat back and I'm thinking, I'm going to find out how much Max makes per stream. And I stopped calculating, like, stopped counting it up after he hit $5,000 in an hour. And what really bugged me, and I took issue with him about, is, and you know, his defenders are like, oh no, it's not a business, and he puts all his money back in the stream. No, it's a business. When you go to donate to him, you're donating to the Max Christensen LLC, Limited Liability Company. That is a business. How do I know? We used to have one myself when I ran an alpaca farm for the family. I was like, a family business. Yeah, we were an LLC. So it's like, it completely is a business for him. Despite what he says, it's a business. Here, if all possible, you really don't want to knock people off the edge, but sometimes you don't have a choice. If you're doing a full speedrun, normally you want to skip these people. You just want to keep blowing through. You don't want to fight them. It's just a waste of time, but it's, like I said, it's just generating money for me, so I can buy the rest of the stuff and just run comfortably. So I think I started this level with like, I think $40,000 or $60,000 left, and we're at 170. Yeah, but if you're getting into like streaming or YouTube because you want to make money, don't even attempt it. It's like, it's not going to work. You're going to get frustrated. I've seen it, people happen before. People complaining and whining because like, oh my gosh, my video only got like 200 views this time. It's like, that's pretty lucky, you know? I happen to have, I don't monetize any of my videos. It's kind of the same philosophy I have for streaming, where I don't have a PayPal account set up. It's like, I got lucky. Like, I had Event Hub pick up a video I made back when Jury was not out yet, and I was using an uncensored mod for her. And like, I got like 240,000 views or something like that on that. And you're like, you're gonna monetize it? I'm like, nope. It's like, there's no need to. I'm not gonna monetize any of my videos. I'm not gonna put up with that nonsense. And I know that I'm never gonna have a video like that again. It's like, you know, the second highest video I had was like 5,000 views on a YouTube video. But they average on maybe around like 30 views total for the life of the video. I just make videos because if I do, it's like, I want to have fun doing it. I don't, you know, if two people watch it, neat. It's not a requirement for me. I'm not like, everyone has to watch this, so I'm going to be upset. That's just my attitude towards it. I mean, everyone has a different mindset, but that's just my personal philosophy towards things. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why do you want to be in the NFL? I want to be a millionaire. Well, you know, a lot of people aren't going to get into it. Not everybody. It's like, you know, like, what do you want to be when you're? What job do you want to be when you're a kid? You're like, I want to be an astronaut. Yeah, that's great. Like, you know, 0.0001% of the population will even come close to being able to do that. You know, because it's like, it's a ridiculous skill set and stuff that you have to even do that job. And it's like, not everybody can do it. It's like, not everybody can play professional sports. My aunt, for some reason, thought that my cousin, Jacob, was going to be this big, humongous basketball player. I don't know why. He's not good at sports, but she was insistent about it. Like, oh, he's going to be in the NBA someday. It's like, no, he's not. He sucks. Normally here, you can still do your punch stuff here, like your punch hold, but if you jam like crazy, this is another spot to make even more money. Because I'm over 251,000 points right now. So if you just start spamming your gun button like crazy, you know, start tapping it. Don't hold it down because you won't fire fast enough. Activate witch time. You can just go through and just rack up even more money. Like I said, it's a shame that this is so late in the game. Yeah, it's extremely lucky. You have to have talent, you know. I mean, I remember I actually started following Maximilian back when he was like doing Call of Duty videos. And a lot of people don't realize that he didn't do a lot of fighting games. He was known for his Call of Duty stuff, and he was insane. He is insanely good at Call of Duty. But you know, I remember that's how he got started. He was doing Call of Duty videos back in like 2008. But you know, it's, you want to get into profession or do something because you enjoy it. The videos I've made on my YouTube, like I made a couple different things like about fox hunt, like all the different deaths that people hadn't seen before about it, because I wanted to do it. You know, it's something that I thought would be fun, and I enjoyed making that video, spending the time ripping the video off the PlayStation discs and then uploading it and editing, and I had a blast with it, you know, and that's why I did it. I didn't care like who really saw it. has, you know, I think it only has like 1,000 views total, and it's been up there for like 2 years now or something like that. So you should do stuff because you love it. That's the reason why, and not for any type of monetary gain. Yeah, you cannot walk into success. There is no such thing. Some people will work hard, work themselves to the bone all the way through the rest of their lives, trying to be successful. They never will. Some people just get out of bed in the morning and like, hey, what do you know? I'm a billionaire now because I came up with some crazy idea. That clickbait article wasn't clickbait. I'm actually making $80,000 a day in my underwear at home on the computer. I wonder if B's still watching. She's like, wow, Ken really goes on a lot of rants. I don't know if that guy should hang out my stream anymore. He seems mentally unbalanced. It's all true. No, but I just like, I go off on tangents sometimes, and I like to have discussions and keep things real.
Time to do business.
Alright, so this is actually heading up to the final level of the game right now. So I'm just going to buy up everything I can. I don't need that. Add some more health. Alright. So let's head off and beat the game. Pardon me. Yeah, exactly. I was actually surprised she even made me a mod. She's just like, well, you act like a mod anyway. It's like you have the right mindset for it, so why not? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was actually surprised when that happened. I'm still surprised I'm a mod there for some reason. I just try like to be inclusive of any stream. If I'm in somebody's stream and somebody asks a question, you know, if the streamer's really busy focusing on the game, I try to answer it, you know, and welcome people in the chat. Try to be as welcoming as possible. You know, because you can really build a community, you know, around streamers. You know, Mr. Radon's got a pretty good following. He's a pretty cool dude. B, as we know, she has her following, and chat's pretty cool. People are usually surprised when they go into different places. They're like, wow, I'm surprised everyone's so nice. It's like, yeah, not everyone's toxic on Twitch. Well, that's another thing, too, is I think mods should, at best, try to keep conversation going. You know, if all possible, you want to keep the flow going. Sometimes it's hard to do, sometimes you just can't do it. You know, it's like you can't think of anything to say or any questions to ask or a way to try to engage people, but, you know, it helps if you can keep that conversation going, no matter, you know, if you're a mod or not. If you can keep people just engaged, it's always helpful. Hammer of Justice. I feel bad too, because like sometimes like people maybe mods in streams, I'm like, I can't be there. You know, it's like we have completely different work schedule. You know, I have like a sleep schedule, or you know, and it's just like, or sometimes I'm just too tired. I'm like, man, I feel terrible because like I've been made a mod or something there, and I can't be on their streams. I'm just too tired half the time. Please start hitting them. I just kind of have that work ethic. It's kind of funny because like I like to do nothing. But like when I work at something, I like to be really good at it. I like to be the best possible that there is to do it. Like if I'm doing, you know, even if it's like doing something stupid like washing the dishes, like I want to be the best at that. I want to make sure everything's nice and clean and done right and perfect. It's kind of that perfectionist streak I have. But then like if somebody asks me, hey, what do you want to do today? I'm like, absolutely nothing. It's like Office Space, you know, it's like, what's your idea of perfect day? It's like, I did nothing, you know, it was everything I thought it could be. You know, that's me. I prefer doing absolutely nothing, given the chance. For me, an ideal day is just lazing around, no expectations, and just having fun. Alright, there we go. So 2 of these big guys here are going to drop down. You want to get their big weapon for the boss fight, which is coming up here. What is this swing at?
Is that all you've got? So close.
Sorry, I'm not really looking at chat at the moment. I'm a little bit preoccupied. Oh, I've never seen... What the heck is he doing? I've never seen that attack before. This is weird. It's like, you think you get used to seeing all the attack animations in this game, and all of a sudden it just throws you for a loop. It's like, what is that? Okay, here we go. So I need to pick up his weapon. Come in handy in this next fight here in a second. Yeah, half new chick with creatures, size, and shapes. Indeed. There's an opening cutscene I skip. It's like literally like the angels cut her clothes off. It's like, wow. And she like jumps up in front of the camera and she's naked and you can tell that she's naked. It's not like trying to hide anything. It's like, yep, there she is. Go Nintendo. Those flying snake guys, they are a pain because you can't see where they're coming from half the time in this level. It's like all of a sudden you just get bum rushed by one. It's kind of nice that they're staying somewhat in shot. But like that right there, it's like usually you just get trolled by them and hit, and nothing you can do about it because you can't see it coming, except for kind of periodically dodge and hoping the one's not coming for you. There we go. Whoa! Okay, so I thought this was like the final level. I was wrong. It's after this part. You fight against the kid who's with you. Turns out to be the bad guy in his younger form. Time travels in this game. It's like time travel gets wonky. In any game, really. This game is no exception. So he has a good side, he's got a bad side. Yeah. Equip. No, not that. Here, I don't have the Midas Touch anymore. So there's actually 2 versions of him. There's a good version, who's like the orange one, who's been hanging around with you all the game. And then there's the blue one, who's an evil jerk. He's the younger form of Aesir, which is the final boss, so... yeah. So use a yellow lollipop for protection. If you think it's like half-naked, you know, ladies there, it's like definitely you should have seen it before I switch over to the Star Fox costume, because the Nintendo costumes, they don't really get naked or naked-ish, because technically her hair is her outfit. It goes back up to an old belief that like witches of the old days of yore got their power from their hair, which is why during the Inquisition days one of the things they do is shave a suspected witch bald. robbing women for power. This is kind of like a Samson type deal, if you're a Christian Bible. But, oh, not good. Getting creamed. Come on. Ah, jib me. But, so yeah, it's like her clothes are actually her hair. And when you do your attacks, you're using your hair. So that's their explanation behind it, at least. I just say because of Japan. Yeah, Asura's Wrath, I really could not play that game. As I mentioned, like with my fibro, I get really tired from jamming. And in fact, like the reason why I won't be streaming tomorrow and taking a day off is because when I do a full run from this, my arm's just trashed. I am tired, and my arm hurts. Asura's Wrath, I could not play at all, because it's non-stop button pressing. It's quick time events the game. It's like all you do is you're doing all this crazy cool stuff and you're responsible for none of it. You're just hitting X as fast as possible and all sorts of cool stuff is happening on screen. This is a little skip I found. I'm not sure how much time it saves actually. Hey, I can die now. Oh crap, I forgot to switch to swords. But Asura's Wrath, I just could not play it. I got it through Gamefly, and it was just like... It was just constantly, just everything you did was just a quick time event. It's like you see all this crazy stuff happening on the screen. It's like, wow, that'd be cool if I was actually responsible for it, but instead somebody programmed this and I'm just playing it out. It really doesn't want to do those spin attacks. I've been trying. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Your thumbs fill all your hands, and that's the reason why, because you're just doing all this cool stuff, but you're not doing it. You know, if you were actually running around doing all the crazy stuff it saw, that'd be better. I would love that game, but it's just like, okay, just hit X and sit back and watch. It's kind of like a Kojima game, like Metal Gear Solid 4. If I'm trying to remember like how many hours of cutscenes they had in that game, it was an insane. It was like 6 or 7 hours. I want to say maybe 8. I could be wrong on my figures, but I remember it's a ridiculously long amount of time for cutscenes. Like the first level was literally run 10 steps, trigger a 10-minute cutscene. You know, and it's not interactive cutscenes. Just put down your controller and walk away, and then come back 10 minutes later, and they're still talking about who knows what. Thankfully, 5 didn't really have that much of a problem with that because the game was unfinished. But this is the actual final level now, finally. Finally. It's a fight to the finish. That's a good place to stop. Okay. Loading. We'll do one more magic because there's no point of buying anything else. So this, because I have the Star Fox outfit equipped, pardon me, basically I'll be playing as an R-Wing. But yeah, you could not look away at that game whatsoever. Yeah, the moment you look away, they change it up on you and you'd be mashing different buttons. But I played like the first chapter of Asura's Wrath and my arm locked up so bad. It was like, okay, I can't even play anymore. It's like, how many chapters in this game? 11? I just did 1? No, I'm done. I have not played Xenoverse games. I've tried the beta for it. I think it was PlayStation 3 where they had their first Xenoverse. The beta, I tried that. I'm like, it's okay. But yeah, it seemed to be the same thing. A lot of, you know, cutscenes and story and world building, but not actual fighting like crazy. Hit anybody? Stinks. double barrel roll. Technically it's an aileron roll, but whatever. Semantics. And you really do want to have the Star Fox uniform, not only just because, like, I mentioned, like, the damage output, but you can mash through this even faster. This is the reason why I don't play this game more than one day at a time. It's like, my arm hurts already and I still have to go through the rest of this level. And unfortunately this is one where I really can't look away right now at the moment. It's a really neat touch. I like how they did this for this game, you know. Nintendo didn't have to do any of this, and they're like, yeah, let's put some stuff in, you know. Oops. So that's it for the angels, then the demons come in. So the outfits, the only one that gives you really extra perks is the Star Fox. As I mentioned, it gives you more damage per second output that you can do, which does speed up your run quite a lot. So if you're speed running, that's what you want to do. Get the Star Fox outfit as fast as possible. And just even casual if you want to do things like this as well. But other than that, the other outfits are more cosmetic. Like, I'm going to show them off when I get done here in a minute or two, a couple minutes, after I beat the game, get through the credit sequence. They're more cosmetic, but there's neat changes to them. Please stop hitting me. I'm normally not this bad, I swear. Oh, by the way, Baldur's realized you're not really a bad guy and you're really his daughter, and he breaks the brainwashing and he's fighting alongside you now. Things you don't get when you watch a speedrun. It's a man in the giant blue parka. Wish we dress our bad guy as and put him in a poncho. I want him to look like a crazy cult member as much as possible. I have never seen this attack again. Whoa, that's weird. This is like kind of like a first for me. I'm seeing all sorts of neat stuff on this runs I've never seen before. Different attacks. Right, what's this? One of these. And a lollipop. That I have seen before. Dodge that too. Decided to go nope. It's trolling, but I said I would have reset a long time ago. No biggie. I'm not setting any time or anything. Don't care. Just do it for fun. Equip, use. There we go. I could have just moved out of the way! And normally Aesir doesn't put up this much of a fight, I'm kind of surprised. I've never seen this many traps. This attack you see a lot. Then you get into the final part here, which is just like a joke because look how much damage I'm doing with just doing a normal combo. Yes, she does have powerful thighs, I will give her that. By our powers combined, we summon giant hair lady thing. Okay. And this part, you actually do need to aim him for the mouth. If you don't, if it doesn't line up there for the majority of the time, it just goes flying by and miss it, then you have to do that last part all over again, which you don't want to do.
If it comes to this.
Let's dance, boys!
Let's dance, boys.
And that's the game. Now, it's not quite over yet. You do, since it's a platinum game, you have credit sequences. It doesn't really matter if you get one out unless you're trying to do like a pure platinum run and get all the best medals. But if you're timing the game, when you first start the game, when you pick your difficulty level, that's when the timer starts. And it ends on the last part of the sequence here. There's like one last final fight that you get into. You're on top of an airplane, biplane from the beginning of the game. So, and it stops, like the timer ends like right when you defeat the last person. Thank you very much, Chico. Because unfortunately, you don't use in-game timer for this. It doesn't count like when you're in menus. I think it's between levels. It tends to be pretty close. Like the final file time tends to usually be, from what I've seen, about maybe 5 minutes slower than the actual time you get. So like on the run that I did where I got like a 243, I think it had me in the in-game timer as like 238 or 240, around that range. It was like a couple minutes slower. It wasn't like too massive with something. It was usually within like 5 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes, but so that's why you don't do the individual timing. I don't do splits. I think it's just too much work for me to try to lean over and hit the button just right and make sure I hit it and go through. I just do a single segment timer, and they accepted my run, not having any splits, just my official timing that I told them about, and keeping it pretty close. So they seem to accept it without a problem here, so I'm not going to question it. That, for some reason, I mean, I can get like live split to work in my OBS, which I really hate OBS, of course, but it's like I can't get it to work with Elgato software. I don't know what it is or if there's a way to do it, but I can't get the live split to work with it showing it on screen. The OBS does, but I just don't like OBS. It just tends to give me too many headaches and not capture the same type of quality I'm looking for. These guys just jump cancel. Jump canceling is basically you're interrupting a move by hitting the jump button. So for example, I'm jumping and hitting kick, and then I'm hitting jump again to stop that animation so I can do something else. When I had the hammer, I kept trying to jump cancel, which is a little tricky because you have to go from B to X, which is on top of each other. I'm using the Wii U Pro controller, so the buttons are laid out on top. It looks just like a 360 controller, just about. So that's a little tricky to do for that one, but the jump canceling for the mech part here is just A-B, so you just roll your thumb from left to right, do it no problem. Just make sure that you can get through that segment really fast. Alright, so this is the final part. Right there is where you stop the timer. And that was Bayonetta 2. So as soon as I can, I'll skip out. I'll go to my other file I have where I have all the costumes unlocked. Show off a couple different things there. Because now that you can unlock costumes, you can also unlock, I think, about just about every weapon from the first game, with the exception of a couple. Acer goes back in time, and this is where the first Bayonetta game starts up, so these games are intertwined, which is why I think it's such a brilliant move that Nintendo actually included a Bayonetta 1 port with Bayonetta 2 on the first production run.
Like my new haircut.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's a big old wallpaper. Here's all the stuff you unlocked. Alright, so we're going to back up. So it says here I did it in 3 hours and 2 minutes. So it was probably around the neighborhood, like if I were timing this officially, probably around 3 hours and 5 minutes with my talking and stuff. But let's switch over to this file, because this is what I have everything on. Chapter select. There is actually a change hump weapon you can unlock by beating third climax, and I haven't done that yet. So eventually I will. I'll have that. I'm going to go back to one of the first levels. No, done. Here we go. And character settings. So right now I have it on Peach. This was the last time I showed it. You have Peach. You have Daisy, which are basically the same. They're only cosmetic changes. But it's kind of cool. You can see she has a Mario doll on her hip, and then it's Luigi for Daisy. Link. And Samus from Metroid. And Star Fox. And then, of course, you have her costume from her first game. This game. Now, a couple different Chinese dresses. Kind of Dural from Virtual Fighter, I guess. Her fancy dresses from the beginning of the game. And just loops back. So those are the ones I have. Let's show off Peach.
Oh, you want to play with Bayonetta?
Peach and Daisy are identical. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's just basically difference in color in the dress is all that happens. I swear, Bayonetta has horrible scoliosis. She really needs to see a doctor or somebody to get that problem fixed, because I'm pretty sure that human beings are not able to hold themselves in that position. That just looks horribly uncomfortable. Like she's had a couple vertebrae removed from her spine. But then she starts walking, and it's okay. Her back goes straight. It's like, how is that happening? Alright. So. One of the neat things about this is that your Wicked Weaves are now Bowser's. Bowser's hands. Or foot. And when you break items out, coins with the correct sound on top of it, you gotta love it. Take this, small business. You've had it too good for too long. So that's all pretty much this one does. Your major hair finishing attacks are like that, but you just have the Bowser hand and foot as the Wicked Weaves. It's pretty cool. Let's check out Samus next. It doesn't matter if you pick Jean or not. Actually, I don't think I have any of the costumes for her unlocked. Yeah, actually I do. Cool. Let's take a Bayonetta. Yeah, I went too far. There we go. Samus.
Got the right eye for talent.
Now, in the first Bayonetta game, you can unlock these costumes as well. I don't know, I can't remember the button press for it, but you can actually lower her visor. So it's kind of cool. Get the full, complete look going. Her hair still pops out the back, but you can like raise and lower her visor. It's a slightly different look for it. So, Wicked Weave's still the same, but she does have some other things, like you can charge her shots. Makes the right sound, of course. I just love that effect like that. You can turn into your morph ball. No morph bombs, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. Roll around. What I think is cool is that if you're rolling around and you jump... Well, actually, no, I take it back. You jump in that, you actually do have bombs popping out. Because I can hear them exploding. That's neat, I didn't know that. But if you jump and shoot, you go into your crouch mode. And there's also a spin attack. It does do damage, but it's ridiculously low. As you can tell, I'm hurting the stand here. Unlike the actual screw attack, you just can't keep hitting it to get more time. You just delay yourself. That's all you do. That's a Samus mode. And the last one I'm going to show is Link. Now, as I mentioned, you can unlock other weapons from the previous Bayonetta games. And when you do so, something cool happens. Hero of Hyrule. Change equipment. So... there we go. Shruba. You equip this. This is a sword from the first game. If you play Bayonetta 1... yeah, Shadows have wings too, though. Yeah, they didn't change everything over, unfortunately. But when you play the first Bayonetta game, you get this weapon like around Chapter 3, if I remember correctly, and pretty much you use your sword the entire game. It's OP, it's the way to go. But if you pick the... if you unlock that here, you get the Master Sword. You also have a shield on your arm. Wicked Weave's still the same. Well, actually, that one's a little different because of the weapon here. But when you open up there a set of coins, you have... show me coins. Oh, come on, game, don't troll me like this. Rupees! When you open a chest, it plays the music too. Little touches like that just make it all the best. So the very first game, as soon as you got the weapon, the punch, kick, punch combination I was using through most of the game worked really well, as you know, because the Wicked Weaves are really super powerful in the first game. They toned them down for the second. But punch, kick, punch like this, as you can see, it does that wide swiping arc. You would just destroy everybody on screen with that, so it became really helpful. Physics! Alright, so that's it pretty much for me. I'm gonna clip my stream right now. Thank you to everybody who showed up today. Fico, Saul, Yellow Killer Bee, El Rock, Pat, Ronnie, you guys are all awesome. Lurkers, you're awesome too. I'm going to attempt to do the Buddhist Mario run sometime on Saturday, probably same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It seems to work out best for me for being able to get through and stream. I will be updating my Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter. That's the other T word I was looking for. I usually post to my Twitter what time I'm going to stream, so if you're not following it there, it's in my information section, like the little post telling you different things. It has my Twitter and YouTube listed as well. So thanks for everybody hanging out there, and maybe I'll see you guys Saturday. You're welcome, Fico. Have a good night, man, because I know it's like, what, 4:20 in the morning there? Get some sleep. I'll catch you all later.